Super Bowl parade in Detroit will be one for the record books. Detroit just does it different. Woodward Sports, your official Super Bowl or bust Lions network.
And we are back, and what I mean by that is the show is complete. My co-host is back in the building. Yesterday, we appreciate all your prayers, all your love. Anson, the chat showed up, and they showed out for you yesterday. I wanted to make a note of that as I say hello and welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show on Woodward Sports 2.0. First and foremost, my brother, how you feeling?
I'm tired.
Okay.
I'm tired, but I'm good. We're going in the right direction. So
100%, and we'll leave it there. You know what I'm saying? I know you want to get to a sense of the show and normalcy, so we open up and we say,
Absolutely.
Sweet Potato Cam, Justin,
Hey,
my
yo,
right hand. How you
B.
boys doing over there?
we good.
Doing good?
We good.
You're
Yeah.
always first, Cam.
A little lagging today. Stayed up kind of late, lending a bending
What
ear.
you was doing up late?
Just helping my loved ones. You know,
Being a friend, okay.
being a friend and
I ain't know if it
hooking
was
up my
booty call.
community.
My bad. That's why I was asking. You lending ear to a friend.
Yes.
That's always important.
It was, yeah. Gotta support your loved ones and help out your community. You know, so
1,000%.
I'm here for everybody.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And that you are.
Good guy, Cam, man.
100%. Cam has that energy, man. He will pass the love where the love needs to be. Even when he doesn't, he'll give it anyway. As I also say, what's up to my boy in the back. In black, you know who he is, wide receiver number 2, Lawrence Tech University, a.k.a. B-Lad. What's up, B-Lad?
Yeah, funny story. I actually told Braylon I could name every single Miami Dolphins wide receiver.
Only person tells stories on this show is me. We don't want it. I'm just messing with you. Go ahead.
I said I could name every single Miami Dolphins wide receiver, and I failed miserably, chat.
You didn't
sorry.
fail, though.
I named 4 out of the
First of all,
10.
the fact that you got one. There's no Tariq here. There's no Jalen Waddle.
Yep.
Who are the wide receivers even for Miami? Does it even matter at this point?
The answer still
I
remains
know
unknown.
one of them's Kevin Bell.
Oh, there
Kevin
you go.
Bell, there we go. And I said Douglas. I said he got it right. Tolbert, Tutu Atwell, and that's all I got.
Jesus.
Nick Akeem-Whiteside.
Yeah.
There we go. That's a new one I just pulled out.
Things I didn't think would ever start to show is the Miami Dolphins wide receiver core. But it will make sense when we get through the Lions schedule. One of the things that we're going to do today, we're going to talk about ranking the Lions opponents this year. And we know they play 3 teams twice. We're going to rank each game and say where does it fit in the top 17 for the Detroit Lions. Right hand, Justin Satawa is in the building. What's up?
Yes.
What's good, baby? How
feeling
we
good.
going? You see that smoke like royalty? It's on my shirt too. Other side. Come on, let's go.
I'm feeling good. I want to start the show with this before we get to the sports, before we get to the list, before we get to the Lions, before we get to the Tigers, who every time you start cheering for the Tigers, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Here comes the L. Win one, you lose one. You win one, you lose one. You win 2, you lose 2. That is the story of the Detroit Tigers. Shout out to Loom.
Yeah.
Shout out to MJ.
Oh, you went in song.
Every time we come up here, Anson talks about him. He does the read. He talks about
love
MJ.
that.
First of all, I thought MJ was a girl because when I hear MJ, what do you immediately think about? Spider-Man. I was thinking of Mary Jane.
Really? I think of the dunk.
I was thinking of MJ just sounds like a.
You think of MJ, Mary Jane? I think
Well,
of
I'm saying
Jordan right
MJ's
away.
Yeah, but like I know it ain't Jordan. So like when I think of MJ, it sounds like it ain't like a.
Listen,
like
if
a
it was
Loom
Mary
spot.
Jane, you know you would have heard a lot more about MJ.
Well, I will say this. That's on me. That is my bad. Had a chance to go to Loom. First and foremost, the store is fire.
It is.
The storefront is fire.
really
It's on the
great.
second level right there, 12 Mile. And Woodward, great service, great customer service. The lady helped me, didn't know who I was or who I was with. She was dope. I asked for MJ. Let me see if he's in the building. Let me see if he's around. Called him. He came up right away.
That's
And then I
fantastic.
mentioned Anson, and he got excited. So he told me to tell you hello.
Cool,
He took
cool,
care of
cool.
me, and he will take care of you. Go up there, 30% off. It is WSN 30. Anson is not telling any lies, he's not blowing smoke. So go see MJ at Loom. He will take
Well, he's blowing a
care
different type of
you.
smoke, though.
Yeah, he is.
Thank you,
He
Loom.
is. 100%. And thanks to MJ, I am too.
There you go.
Now, yesterday, we'll start here. We'll talk about another network that we don't necessarily like anymore, but back in the day, they were a thing, and it was ESPN. Bill Rasmussen, who passed away at the age of 93 after battle with Parkinson's disease, was the visionary entrepreneur who revolutionized sports and media by co-founding ESPN, Entertainment Sports Programming Network, in 1979. I didn't know I was younger than ESPN, but you learn something new every single day. This conversation isn't necessarily about Mr. Rasmussen. We wish his family the best of luck. He lived a life well lived. It's just about what ESPN used to be. Like ESPN was the lead. They were the global leader in sports.
They were it.
That's what it was. It was all we had. We didn't have any outlets back then. ESPN was so freaking dope.
We had Sports Machine.
We did, but ESPN kind of like eradicated them and took off. Like
They eradicated everybody.
I will open it up to you first, and we'll go around the room. What are just some of your nostalgic memories and your favorite parts of the old ESPN? Not necessarily Loudmouth, Stephen A. Smith, and Pat McAfee.
Well, Chris Berman, first and foremost.
Boomer!
Sleeping with Bieniemy.
Yeah.
Anytime Eric Bieniemy touched the ball.
Could go.
Yes.
Oh. Bumbling, stumbling.
That's the
stumbling.
one. That's
There you
what's
go.
going right. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Man,
Yeah.
what a call.
Yeah.
What a call back in the day. I mean, kind of the original guy. I mean, there was Harry
He
Carey.
never missed
we
two,
had,
though. Like, he never stumped.
No.
He never made a mistake. He never stammered. He never stuttered over his words. Like, he was able to do that for 40 years, and I don't think I've ever seen him
such
miss
a
one.
pro. I feel like he was in the lab early, Kobe style,
Yeah.
prepping and rehearsing what he was going to say for that certain clip. But he was fantastic. The commercials.
Oh, my God.
20 years ago or so, 15 years
Yeah.
ago or so, when they just, and we had some early on here, like the DMAC putting art into the glass, but just that really organic, cool stuff, having the mascots in the studio and the audience, or just all of them. There's so many, man.
Speaking of mascots, what about Lee
many.
Corso? What about Game Day?
Yeah,
Remember
College
when
Game Day.
come
That's a good
on?
one.
Like, you talk about being in middle school and just watching Game Day and saying, like, one day I have to get to a school where I can be on Game Day. I want Lee Corso to put on whatever mascot's helmet that I'm going to. Unfortunately, Michigan doesn't have a mascot. I digress. But watching them take the mascot off, take the helmet off, take the mascot head off. Like, those moments were dope. Like, you're talking about Stuart Scott, rest in peace, cooler than the other side of the pillow, man. Like,
Yes.
the personalities, whether it's Rich Eisen, whether it's Kenny Albert, whether it was Scott Van Pelt, the personalities were super dope. And then the moments. What are some of your favorite moments, ESPN, back in the day, Sweet Potato Can?
I mean, really, it's across the board though. But my fave really was Sports Center. It's also
Watch it for 4 hours.
yes.
Same
Wake up in the
stories
morning before middle
told by
school.
different people.
College Game Day. You had mentioned it a little bit ago. There, Lee Corso and his antics, and then it's prime time.
Ooh.
Boomer and Tom Jackson.
Look at you.
Yeah, I lived for that though. That stuff was so much fun in grade school.
You talk about those commercials, man. Like, I remember my two favorite commercials were, one, it was Greg Maddox. It was Greg Maddox and Tom Glavine. Like, chicks dig the long ball when they were because this is during the juicing era. So this is when you got Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire, Barry Bonds, Quinn Griffey, who wasn't juicing but still hitting bombs, and you got the pitchers getting no love. Then they did that commercial when they did the spring training and got juiced up and started hitting bombs. That was kind of funny. I like the Andy Roddick, the A-Rod commercial where he was trying to call himself A-Rod. He was like, yeah, I'm A-Rod. My name's Andy Roddick. I just won the U.S. Open. He's like, no, your name's not A-Rod. And he mentions all the stat lines for the actual A-Rod, which is Alex Rodriguez. He's like, yeah, you talking about A-Rod. That's why.
I could watch 2 hours straight
Of the commercials?
of all the commercials, because you forget so many. You're telling me these. I had buried those memories.
LeBron James with the chair. Like, Stuart Scott's like looking for the chair. Like, LeBron said, he's like, did you take my chair?
He brought up Sports Center, and you said 4 hours. I mean, my college experience, whether it was either video games or a mixture of Jerry Springer, The Simpsons, Saturday Night Wrestling, South Park, a lot of S's
You
here,
know about the main event.
or Sports Center. And Sports Center just lived on. You woke up, it was on your TV. If you didn't have it on, your roommate had it on,
Yeah,
and it was
facts.
constant. But something that's been a mainstay for the last, 20, 25 years now, 30 for 30.
30 for 30 was amazing. Like, 30 for 30 is absolutely
It's
amazing.
all about the you.
30
It's all about
Is that your favorite?
That's my favorite.
So, Justin, you're a little bit younger than us, but like, ESPN is ESPN, man. Like, what are your ESPN moments, the earlier days? You said it's all about the you. Anson, you were asking that question. What's your favorite 30 for 30? And I said, that's an easy one. Well, you just might let the cat out the bag over there, Justin Satawa.
Yeah, well, easily my favorite 30 for 30 is the U. I loved watching SportsCenter as a kid. It just doesn't hit the same these days.
Nope.
Sports Nation, that's one for the youth. It was more of a wacky, like, memed out sports show. I love that. Yep, see, B-Lad knows what's up back there. And then I mean, the Bo Jackson 30 for 30, just fire. Such a good doc. And then I just, man, ESPN used to be the best.
The U, Bad Boys, Bo Knows, Fab Five, stop playing.
Five.
You know what we're talking about.
Yes.
Fab Five was in there. Like, those are the ones that made it for me. But it just used to be a thing. ESPN was fire.
I got a couple more on the 30
Go
for
ahead.
30. 2 Escobars.
That's a really good one.
Really
right after
good.
that game.
Really good one.
It's not a place to
Do
lose
not
a game.
score an own goal on the U.S.
4 falls in
If
Buffalo.
you're from Colombia.
Like 4 falls in Buffalo is like the most depressing
That's
you'll ever watch.
that's a hard one to watch.
Yeah.
Pony Express. The
Ooh,
SMU one.
SMU.
Okay. Love that
Ooh,
one.
good
Love
call.
that one. Really, really
a deep
fantastic.
Wayne Gretzky, King's Ransom.
Yeah, that
was
good.
the very
That
first
was
one.
good.
Yeah.
Now, you stole a couple from me, obviously.
sorry.
Bad Boys and Fab Five. You knew those were on my list. He's making fun of me for his shirts. I already know yours. You were right.
It's mine too.
Now, there's another one, though. Guru of Golf.
Ooh.
Loyola, Marymount, Hank Gathers,
Hank Gathers,
the
the
Bo
moment.
Kimball tribute, blindfolded.
That's like
free
bittersweet
throw.
for me, man, because like they bust Michigan ass that year.
2 quick things here. Shout out to Outside the Lines, who actually came to my house, did a bunch of B-reel, an interview, and then hidden mic me for a game against the Milwaukee Bucks with the goal of me getting kicked out. Each team's head of security is different, and they have their own threshold of tolerance. Miami Heat's guy hates me to this day. Miami, Desmond Mason after the game came and gave me his warm-up pants. They never kicked me out of the game.
The dunker?
Never aired the dunker, the championship dunker. But I got to answer somebody in the chat here, and it's a great opportunity for me to give you that call to action, because after I answer Just a Fan's question, we're going to get into it, guys. You know the 3 S's. I've been dropping S's today. Smash that like.
There you go.
Super chat. You guys did an amazing job yesterday, and honestly, we're doubling them today. I told you it would happen.
Oh,
Today
snap.
they're doubled. All your super chats that come in, doubled spots on the wheel to take this thing home. And then it's just to the right of that thumb up. It's the share button. You're going to click that. You're going to copy the link, and you're going to get it into one of your chat threads on your phone, and we love you for it. Just a Fan. The Woodward mascot is Woodward the dog. No, not Justin, because he works like a dog, as you asked. An actual dog that we got from the Detroit Dog Rest, DDR. I apologize if it is. Woodward the dog. One of the very first shows we did in the very first year we were here, we were helping find homes for foster dogs. And it was a dog that made it here. Stick did not let Woody leave. Fantastic little puppy. He's 6 years old and very much and forever our mascot.
Have a really good relationship with Woody, man. In fact, I actually was with Woody and Stick when Miggy hit 3,000. So shout out to Stick, Sam Day, as well as Woody. Now, we're not going to take a commercial break. We're going to stay here and get this party started, get it rolling. Justin Satawa, can you do me a favor? Do you have Isaac Tesla's comments from yesterday as it relates to him saying that the Detroit Lions may be a certain number as it relates to a trio? The wide receiver should be in the slack, if you will, because yesterday we played the video, played the clip, and I teased it and told you that we will come back to his remarks and see if we felt the exact same as Isaac Tesla, who said yesterday that the Detroit Lions are the number 1 wide receiver trio in the NFL. Here we go.
Us as a core?
Yeah.
I think we're the best in the league. I mean, obviously J-Mo and Saint are the proven veteran guys who have gone out there every single Sunday and made plays. And, I've been trying to make my name, and I think the 3 of us together, it's going to be hard to stop all of us.
How's your role going to kind of differ in terms of where you're going to be positioned on the field this year?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just depends on scheme, game plan. Obviously, in the base stuff out here for training camp, we're trying to spread the ball around a little bit. In 11 personnel, 13, trying to spread the ball around, get the ball in guys' hands.
You made a catch in double coverage and that little spike there. Was that a little like we're looking for a play like that all preseason or what?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's definitely been opportunities for me to make plays like that. So the fact that JG put the trust in me on 4th down like that and put the ball up in the air, he's been waiting for me to win on the release like that. So just the fact that I was able to do that, stack the guy, and he threw a perfect ball where I can go up and get it. So things just shook out greatly, and, it was nice to score on 4th down like that.
And that is a clip. Isaac Tesla talking about what he wants to be, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we like that about him. We like his confidence. And we like what he is trying to be this year as number 3 wide receiver for the Detroit Lions. But he said they're number 1 in the league already. I had to go to the books. I had to go to the stats. I had to go to the film. And I had to see if he was telling a lie. Ladies and gentlemen, he was lying. He was lying, but you know what? Kudos to him. I don't think he was far off the mark. And maybe at the end of this football season, maybe they will be the number 1 wide receiver trio in the league. So not a knock on him, just not right now. Do me a favor. Put up Braylon's number. Put it up. This is what we got. This is my trios in the NFL. The Detroit Lions, they rank 4th. I think the Minnesota Vikings are number 1. We'll go 1 to 8 in me, and then I'll let you guys chime in. For me, the Vikings are number 1. When you look at it, they have Jay Jettas, they have Jordan Addison, and now they have Juwan Jennings. You know what that means? They have 3 wide receivers that have had 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns. They are one of 2 teams in the league to have that. I think that solidly puts them at number 1. For me, number 2 is the Cowboys. George Pickens, you saw what he could be last year when you give him the opportunity, when you give him the shine, and you give him a quarterback like Dak Prescott. And then we know what CeeDee Lamb is, and also I like Flournoy as that 3rd wide receiver there. The Bengals, don't sleep on Icy Voss. Don't sleep on Icy Voss. But when you have the number 1 wide receiver in the league and the number 12 wide receiver in the league in T. Higgins, Icy Voss sees a lot of single coverage and makes a lot of plays in there. I think they're 3. And then the Lions come in at 4 for me. Let's stop here and let's ask. Be glad I come to you first. What say you about the rankings? Is it fair or unfair to Isaac Tesla and the Detroit Lions?
I don't think it's unfair at all. And I know Tesla still has a lot to prove. Obviously, we know the 1-2 punch and Dan Campbell often references the 3-headed monster that they have. I can agree with this list. The Vikings are overall the most depth with the most experience. There's no doubt about that. Once they signed Juwan Jennings, I'm like, oh, yeah, they're going to be a problem, especially that receiver core, because we saw that he made his most out of all the targets he got in San Francisco. Cowboys have always been deep. Flournoy is a very slept-on receiver. They even have a rookie receiver that they're talking about might be taking his spot. He's fighting for a position. He made a really nice one-handed catch in his first preseason game last week. Bengals, it's a no-brainer. Jamar Chase is the greatest receiver in the league right now.
Yes, facts.
And I would even put T. Higgins it was so funny when they drafted Jamar Chase because everyone was like, oh, they're going to go Penei Sewell, and they doubled down and took Jamar Chase to give Burrow another weapon. All 3 of their highest contracts are paid up in those 3 guys. And even T. Higgins beforehand was an upper 12 receiver in the league. And that leaves with the Lions at 4. I mean, you can't discredit what Amon-Ra St. Brown does. He's on the path to greatness as of right now. Yeah. Jamison Williams is obviously breaking through.
He's there. He's right there.
He's
right there.
He's on the exponential. He's getting 1% better every day. You can tell. LA Rams is self-explanatory too. I think Puka really holds it down. Davante Adams, obviously all-time great. He's one of my favorite receivers of all time. Same. I actually had him as the best receiver at all time. Not at all time, but in the league at one point in the last 5 to 6 years, honestly.
I'd say 15.
And the Texans, they did just take a huge blow with Jaden Higgins, but I still think Nico Collins is holding it down for sure.
Tank Dell's healthy.
Tank Dell is healthy, and they have Jalen Noel.
CJ, they like each other.
It's a problem.
Jalen Noel was really good as well for them last year. I would probably put the Seahawks above just because of JSN, and if they can get Rashid Shaheed going as an actual receiver, as a J-Mo type receiver where he can really take the top off over the middle on the outside, I really like them as well. They got my boy Jake Bobo, shout out on the team. No, but they have a solid trio over there. I would honestly I would put Broncos at 6. Just because of their new addition with Jalen Waddle. Cortland Sutton obviously is a 50-50 king. Troy Franklin had a great year last year too.
Just need to see more out of Cortland Sutton. I think now that you have Jalen Waddle, now that you have a legit pure wide receiver that can be that guy to make the plays like that, I think it will open him up as well as Franklin is a 3rd wide receiver. Justin, when you look at this list, is anybody missing anybody that maybe could be on this list later on in the season? I know Jordan Tyson, our guy, got injured, so he'll miss probably 6 to 8 weeks, if you will. Anybody not on this list? I got a couple in the wings, like the Jacksonville Jaguars, but outside of that, what you think?
I think that the list is pretty spot on. I think that top 3 above the Lions is legitimately fair. Rams, I think it could go either way, personally. I just think that, Davante Adams just gets it done time after time. I don't have to talk to you about that. He's one of your favorite receivers ever. And And I agree, Broncos got to be higher. I'm a big Troy Franklin guy. I think he's going to be really nice wide receiver 3 in this league.
Don't forget about Marvin Mims at 4 there.
Yeah, Marvin, exactly. And that's a nice gadget that they can work off of that. And then I think, Seattle's the one that's got to drop for me. I'm high on the Texans. I love Nico Collins. I think Tank Dell is a stud when he's playing. And then I liked Noel, and I also liked Higgins. I know Higgins just tore his ACL, so I don't really feel like there's that big of a drop-off with Noel, though.
Does anybody experience more wide receiver injuries than the Houston Texans?
No.
Because Nico Collins has been hurt 3 of the last 4 seasons. Tank Dell has been hurt 2 of his 3 seasons. And then remember when they signed Stephon Diggs? He tore his ACL after game 4.
Yep.
And now Jaden Higgins, who they believe in, and we saw him last year get some run when Nico was out, he tears his ACL. You talking about a team that, oh boy, at that wide receiver position.
Do they have a data center next to their practice facility? No?
Actually,
Conspiracy Anson's back.
Speaking of that, electrical facilities by their practice facility, I would have the 49ers just
talking about Frisco.
I think that they have a very underrated wide receiver room.
Okay, go for it. Mention it. You're talking about
starting with Ayuk, of course.
Old man Mike Evans.
All right, but
who's one of the most underrated wide receivers of all time. But
you got to throw that caveat on in there. 1,000-yard season every single year of his career.
That's so true.
Except last year, and now he's hurt already.
All right, that's fine, but he'll still play some games.
Ricky Pearsall, is he hurt already too?
He is hurt. Out for the season.
Wait, he's out for the.
He's out for the year.
Don't call me Ricky Pearsall.
Damn,
Ricky
out for the year.
Nice.
All right,
Yes, he was and healthy.
Hey, make sure you look
Who's
out
better,
for
Ricky
DeJon
Pearsall or
Strickland.
Ed McCaffrey?
Pro.
Easy. I'm going Easy Ed.
I really?
Easy Ed.
He's got the play, but Ricky Pro.
Easy Ed was like the first number 2 wide receiver. Let me not say
He
it like
was
that
more
because
like
I'd be lying.
he
was
was
like
a 2?
He's like a 1B. Yeah, like 1,400 yards. And
1
10
year?
touchdowns.
Really?
A couple different years.
Like maybe 2 weeks ago.
I'll
A couple
retract
different years. Getting back to the Lions as it relates to this.
Wait, I
stuff.
want to push back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I got
Go
a couple
ahead.
honorable mentions.
Listen, there's 2. This is going into 2026. I'd love to give you what I think will be what it is after Week 18. But going in, only 2 teams on that list have top 5 wide receivers. And that's L.A. and that's the Cowgirls. Okay? So Minnesota, you hope and you think that they can do it, and getting Juwan Jennings is great. But I'm sorry, CD and Pickens are the best 1-2 punch. Nobody's number 3 here strikes enough fear to knock them off the top. You lose CD for a while. That's right. You lose CD for a while, and George Pickens says, hey, I'm one of the top 3 wide receivers in the league.
Juwan Jennings versus Flournoy isn't even close.
Juwan Jennings is the best 3rd wide receiver on this list outside of maybe the Broncos. Honestly, though, I can't take Yoshivas. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. I like him, but I can't do that. For me, it's Cowgirls on top. It's the Vikings there. And then I really have a hard time allowing the Rams to not be anything but number 3 because of what those 2 guys do. Now, all the stuff that's going around on Puka, he's going to have a down year. This whole thing's going to be very different at the end of this season. I think that the Broncos, you're going to love that wide receiver core at the end of the season.
Part for me, and I actually appreciate what you said right there. I appreciate the pushback. Part of it for me in terms of like labeling this isn't just like necessarily stats. It's not necessarily what they did touchdown-wise last year. You look at Devontae Adams, he had 14 touchdowns. He led the league, so I understand that. It's about where these wide receivers at right now. And when I look at the Minnesota Vikings right now, Juwan Jennings is ready to go. He's healthy. Yep. He's a polished wide receiver. He can run the routes. He can catch the ball over the middle. If you don't believe me, ask the Detroit Lions about that twice, one hand, 2023, but I digress. You look at Jordan Addison coming out of USC/Pitt. He was a route running receiver that didn't drop anything and had really good hands. And then you know who Jettas is that. So when I look at it that way, I just believe that they're better overall wide receivers. But in terms of like the wow factor, Cowboys got the wow factor.
It's a great debate up top. My last question for you, Bray, is which 3rd receiver out of these 8 teams has the highest ceiling? I think it's Tesla.
I think Juwan Jennings has already reached his ceiling.
Agreed.
To your point. Flournoy, we don't know necessarily that, but so you got to see where that goes. But I don't think he has the level of Isaac Tesla.
Franklin?
Probably the Texans.
Texans?
Probably
Who's that 3?
That's Jaden Higgins, who's out now.
Jalen Noel.
He ain't as good as Tesla.
Nah,
I like Franklin.
I think Franklin and Tesla have the highest.
Franklin with the
ceilings here.
Broncos. Okay.
And he's got the link with Bo Nix going back to school. So I like those two to have the breakout that can push the Broncos and the Lions up in that conversation, bar none, with the Cowgirls and the Vikings and maybe at the top.
I would ask who's the worst quarterback out of the top 8, but that's a pretty easy one. Bo Nix.
Is it?
Oh.
The Seahawks?
No,
He's
CJ
worse?
Stroud.
No way. What about
Kyler
the Red
Murray.
Rocket, man?
Hold on.
Kyler
This
Murray.
is a good debate right here.
Kyler
Hold
Murray,
on,
100%.
Sam?
So you mean to tell me Bo Nix could have did what C.J. Stroud did his rookie year? Absolutely not.
Bo Nix kind of
He
did
took him
pretty
14
close to
wins last
what
year.
CJ did as a rookie.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud had legitimately a defensive coordinator as the head coach of that team and figured it out with wide receivers that were coming in and out, getting hurt. Did it as a rookie, ladies and gentlemen.
I do.
Like, Bo Nix got
Sam Bradford.
okay, that's fair. But getting back to Bo Nix, like Bo Nix is a game manager playing with an elite Hall of Fame NFL
With a
coach and
big
Sean Payton.
downfield arm that nobody gave him credit for coming
Facts.
out.
He can navigate
Doesn't
the
turn
pocket,
the
too.
rock over and can absolutely scramble.
CJ Stroud has a huge turnover problem.
Like,
Bro, you guys are forgetting
not
about
about
Kyler
it.
And a
Murray.
terrible offensive line, too, man.
Oh,
Let's actually
Yeah.
keep him upright for a season like he did his rookie year.
You're absolutely right, but I got so caught up into the C.J. Stroud. I'm not a C.J. Stroud fan like that, so I'm not like trying to
truther?
take for an Ohio State guy, but I'm just being realistic. How many of those Broncos games did you watch all the way down to the fourth quarter? You're like, man, this offense sucks.
I mean,
And the quarterback in that offense is Bo Nix.
Their offense was definitely the weak point of their team last year, 100%.
So what are we talking about?
I mean, but they got it
C.J.
done.
Stroud went 4,500. He went 4,500. He went 25 touchdowns and 3 picks as a rookie. Who's walking the league doing that? It damn sure wasn't Bo Nix.
But
No, yeah, but he's still-
that's his best season by
Yeah.
far. And
Because he got
hasn't-
hurt once. He's been in the league 3 years. Bo Nix has been in the league, 2 years?
Shoot.
So
And he's been
it's-
damn
it's-
good.
CJ
man.
Stroud's been in the league for more than 3 years.
CJ's
I
third,
think
I believe.
this is his fourth.
This is in. I say
Yeah.
done 3. Bo's done 2. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, no,
They're
but
a
you
year
guys are
apart.
forgetting Kyler Murray, man.
No, we're not. I said you were right. I said you're
Yeah.
right. But
Kyler Murray or Sam Darnold?
Who's worse?
who's the offensive
Who's
coordinator?
going to put
who's
up
the
better
team?
numbers?
Who's the offensive
Sam
coordinator?
Darnold.
Who's the team?
With his numbers with the Vikings will be better than what you see from Kyler Murray this year, assuming he plays 17.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Receipts.
Listen, Sam Darnold
We
is
got
not that
receipts.
bad. He is not that bad.
I'm not saying he's not that bad, but you might have to talk to
And
Stick
I'm
on that
not
one.
a Sam Darnold truther either. Like that's
I'm back
that's the
to this
thing.
Bo Nix thing. And Sean Payton spoon feeding him the offense. Like, get out of here. He's throwing the ball 5 yards down the field. Every time he throws it down the field, Cortland
It's
Sutton
like
can't
Drew
do anything with
Brees
it.
towards the end of his career. He was only throwing like 10-yard passes.
I think Bo Nix is understood.
No, I do too.
Misunderstood.
I don't say-
I think he's misunderstood.
I
I
don't
do
think
too.
I don't think he's bad, but I just think he plays a little bit more faith in him than I am.
I mean, they did have 14. They went 14-3.
They had the best defense in the league.
I know, but their offense wasn't a complete liability either.
Why are we assuming it's not J.J. McCarthy's offense?
Because we already know that the number one quarterback
What about
for them
Max Brosmer?
is Kyle Murray. All right, now you guys get out of here. All right, look, we're gonna take
We're
a-
off the
All right,
rails.
we gotta
Get
go.
it back.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we get back, we'll actually talk about the Detroit Lions. We'll talk about their schedule, though. I feel like we've been talking so much
Okay.
about what Dan has to say, training camp, the offensive line, the secondary, blah, blah, blah.
so close,
Let's
man.
talk about that actual schedule. We keep talking about it's an easy one. How about we rank the games in which we think are 1 to 17? But
And how
first,
about you smash that like button?
smash. Here we go. What, we got 2 days left before we
Yeah,
do the
no
jersey?
super chats yet today. Just one. Just one. And he didn't even say anything.
He's just
Should
trying
I pull back the double?
He's trying to get in.
Man,
That's on
double
you.
your spots. Where you at?
That is, tell you a little bit about Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. 2,700 gyms around the country, plus 60 here in the state of Michigan. It's the gym for you. It's home of the judgment-free zone. You come in, you march to the beat of your own drum. Trainers on staff, as well as equipment, the locker room, everything is squeaky clean. We want you to have the best experience. So that's why they do the things they do, and they take the precautions that they do. Come on down, get a vibe in, get a workout in, and feel great. Price point, yes, they got that check. They got trainers check. Locker rooms, we talk about it all. Planet Fitness. We are all strong on this planet, and you know what that planet is.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Some days call for light, others lean bold. What about everything in between? All Day IPA, the easy choice for every day. Citrusy, crisp, refreshing. Flavor you can float with. Light on the hops, big on refreshment. One's great. Two, even better. Brewed with you in mind. No shortcuts, no fuss. Big on flavor, never too much. All Day IPA. Hop into easy.
Talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Hey guys, you see Darren up there, and now he's seen perfectly. 20/20, in fact, because he got LASIK at the Aldo Eye Center, and he took advantage of our amazing summer partnership special, that $19.99 per eye regardless of prescription. And if you shop around, you'll see that that's thousands off the competition. But again, there is no competition in the state of Michigan. They have owned the LASIK place 30 plus years, over 100,000 successful procedures. An 8-minute painless procedure leaves you 20/20 seeing the next day, guys. There's no time to wait anymore. My dad loves it. He waited too long. He wishes he would have gotten it earlier. So why would you wait? Call him today, 248-553-9800. They're the Aldo Eye Center. And guys, All Day IPA, getting closer to that weekend, getting closer to that choice when you're standing in front of the freezer. Make sure it's an All Day IPA, king of the IPA category for 15 years now, because it's never bitter. It's always refreshing, crisp, and balanced with that 4.7% alcohol by volume. So when you're making the choice, make it Founders Brewing All Day IPA, but make sure that you drink it responsibly.
Make sure you drink responsibly, and we are back. Welcome in. Smash the like button, subscribe, and also send in those super chats. You know what time it is. Jameer Gibbs jersey signed and ready, locked and loaded for you. Anson has doubled. He has doubled the wheel today, so you guys got to show up and show out. I heard that we may have.
They showed up.
There it is.
They
Anson,
showed up during the break. We appreciate you. Don 151. Where's the Fantasy Jerks update? Guys, as you know, I was out yesterday.
Jerky.
So Brendan Bomber and I promise you we will be on. Maybe we'll even pull B-Lad into the mix.
Yes.
And we'll be doing that tomorrow, 1:15 to 1:45 before the Braylon Show mañana. Mike Reed, $20 super chat. That means you're getting 20 spots instead of 10, my friend. Gibbs. Shout out. And then Mike Reed has been a member for 35 months now. What's up, Woodward Chat and crew?
Hey,
and then Randall
What's the word?
getting himself 2 spots with $2. The jersey is mine, he says.
I appreciate someone saying they've been a member 35 months, giving us the up-to-date month by month. So that means you started football season 3 years ago. That was a good year, 2023.
It was better than the full calendar year that Stick and I started out with, doing Lions post games, spanning 2 seasons without 1 W a calendar year.
Let me ask you this question. It's going to lead into this conversation that we're having right now as we welcome you back. Excited to have you with us today. If you're not watching us, that means you're watching somebody else. The Detroit Tigers are up 3-1 on the Pittsburgh Pirates. But stay here. No need to go over there, if you will. When did you become a fan of this new regime? Not the Lions.
Kneecaps.
I know. So it was at the beginning.
Kneecaps.
Okay.
There was literally that moment. I mean, it was cool. I think we all wanted, what's the guy that was from Dearborn?
Robert
Saleh.
Thank you.
He's now
we all
Tennessee
wanted
Titans.
him, right? He was the sexy choice, had the
Made
look.
sense. He was there.
Yeah, he really did.
He grew up like 5 minutes from.
And you love Dan Campbell. You love his work here as a Lion, as a tight end. And you knew that he was, the tight end coach, but he didn't really seem like he was at that step yet. He seemed like he was an offensive coordinator, for 2 or 3 years, a successful run with somebody before getting that chance. And it kind of felt like the Lions were reaching to get a Lions guy. And then he goes up there and he does that press conference, and you're kind of looking like, this is totally the Lions guy. They went and saved some money and got him. But between his conviction in talking and his passion, his understanding of what it is to be a Lions fan and just the years of nothing we've had, but then the flack he took immediately after it, he was our guy. Yeah, like that's what we're used to that. You got to grind to shine in Detroit, and he took all the shit. It didn't matter, and we backed him because he was a target like Detroit has been to the media for my whole life. So immediately he returned to being our guy. He was once before when he wore the pads, and now he is again wearing the whistle. And much like that press conference, he has governed this team and coached this team just as gritty as he was in front of that mic.
You know what? That's a fair answer. I feel like asking that question, it's going to lead back to Dan Campbell. That was a great job by you. It's going to lead back to Dan Campbell at some point, whether it was the very first press conference when he talks about the kneecaps, whether it was the very first win against the Minnesota Vikings in which he cried after the game. Wasn't a big fan of crying.
Amon-Ra coming out party.
Not a fan of the crying, but I understood it for what this team is. Or
not a fan of the crying,
I've just never been a fan of, like coaches crying. I get it, 100%, especially in moments like that. You don't believe me when Sharon Moore and the Penn State game, when he was sitting there, he was crying. I said, what the hell is this? So I've just never been a fan of crying no matter what.
Weepers and best.
100%. But it has to do with the identity of – that was pretty good. Has to do with the identity. It's Dan Campbell. It's Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell has built a system here, whether it was 3-13-1 to 9-8 to 12-5 to 15-2 to 9-8. Yet again, Dan Campbell is the guy. Is this a make or break year for Dan Campbell? Let me ask it this way.
Pull him to the fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not Dan Campbell's on the hot seat. This is not Dan Campbell's about to get fired. This is not we hate Dan Campbell. This is not Dan Campbell's not the coach that can get it done. This just is this a make or break year? Let me further that with the graphic, if you will, Justin. Dan Campbell starts off 3-13-1. Then he goes to 9-8, and then they go 12-5. 12-5, they get to the NFC Championship game, and then they come up short. We know the story. The following year, 15-2, number one team in the NFC, tied for the best record in the league with the Kansas City Chiefs that particular season. They lose the only playoff game they had to a team that wasn't as good as them in the Washington Commanders. What did they do in the offseason? Don't necessarily do enough.
Not enough.
They don't necessarily do enough, and they finished 2025 9-8, and they missed the playoffs. That's why I asked, is this a make or break year? And furthering that conversation, what do we keep talking about? Like, why do people believe in this team outside of Amon-Ra St. Brown and Aiden Hutchinson and Jared Goff and Jahmyr Gibbs and Jamison Williams and Jack Campbell? Like, you keep telling me how great these players are. Well, the head man has to put these players in great positions. The head man has to use those players to make it make sense, right? Also, it's the schedule. The schedule. This is the easiest schedule. They have the easiest schedule in the NFL. It's a last place schedule. They're going to cook on the schedule, this, that, and the third. The fact that you have those players, the fact that you missed the playoffs last year when you were supposed to show and prove, the fact that you have that, the fact that this has to be a make or break year for Dan Campbell as a head coach coaching this team against this schedule. Am I right or wrong?
I like that you clarified, because if this man goes 5-12 or 12-5, his job is not on the line.
No, not at all.
Correct. And you have to clarify that, guys.
His job is not on the line at all.
He's not going anywhere.
But just more from the standpoint of making or breaking him as a coach.
As a leader.
I'll give you another example. Last year going to the season, Dan Campbell was on every single top 10 list.
And commercial.
As high as 6, as low as 9, but he was in there. The year before that, coming off the 12-5 year, Dan Campbell was top 10 coach. They had, whether it was 9, whether it was 10, or whether it was 7, he was on that list. You look at CBS Sports as well as ESPN, if you will, they don't have him in the top 10. Sean McVay, Mike McDonald, Kyle Shanahan, Andy Reid, Sean Payton, Ben Johnson, Jim Harbaugh, Mike Vrabel, DeMeco Ryans, Matt LaFleur, with Dan Campbell sitting on the outside with John Harbaugh and Kevin O'Connell. This is a real thing. This is why I asked this question. Is it a make or break?
As a leader of this team and as your leader of your fan base, this guy has to get back to the playoffs. He has to win double digits. They need to win a playoff game. You can't miss the playoffs by any means. You will lose the faith of your fan base. And as toxic as things have been for a 9-8 team that just missed the playoffs, oh boy, it gets so much worse. It gets so much worse, Mr. Campbell. But, Coach, you have that opportunity to completely regain everyone's faith in you by putting that 5th straight winning season together, capped by a playoff appearance and a playoff win. You don't have to get back to the Super Bowl, Braylon. What they have put out financially, what they have built.
Never been there.
That's right. Excuse me. They don't have to get back to. They don't have to get to the Super Bowl to be a success this year. They don't have to get to the NFC Championship game. And I know that hurts Lions fans to hear, and I know you guys all say, "Oh, you don't want it. You don't really want it, Anson. You just want good football." Well, you guys, that's all you wanted 6 years ago, too. Remember, but this team, this window, is very real. And as much as we like the window the last couple of seasons, it was built on a little bit of old regime meeting this new regime. What they cleared house, all the people that are gone over the last season, really season and a half, but this offseason they cleared house and they established the new leadership of your new and current championship window. We know who all those guys are. They all got paid. And there'll probably be another one in Sam Laporta and maybe a couple others. But those guys are here to stay. And you have to set the tone in the start of this new era window because it is led by new leaders. And if they fail to make the playoffs, just even at 9-8, yeah, we're winning season again, but a couple little things, injuries again. You can't have that narrative to finish this year because now your new leadership has failed. And he talks about it feels like 2022 when you had this leadership behind a team that you knew was good. You know this team is great though, and you yourselves created this new leadership. This is all on Dan Campbell and Brad. It's not just Dan make or break. It's both of them. They have to return to being a force in the NFC.
I love how University of Michigan has to make it to the playoffs, but the Lions only have to make it to the playoffs.
They both got to make it to the playoffs, my friend, and we'll talk about the other later.
The Lions better do more than make it to the playoffs. The Lions better at least
They got to win a game.
Thank you. They better win a game, and they better be in a dogfight. And if they lose, it better be on the road against the Los Angeles Rams.
The dogfight comes week 2. They have to win week 1 of the playoffs. Making it is not enough.
Agreed. What say you, Justin?
I completely agree. Making it is not enough, especially when you have the schedule you have. It should be a given that you're making the playoffs. And we're talking about sustained success like Anson loves so much. Sustained success is making the playoffs. Yeah. And we didn't even do that last year. We're hitting at a 50% clip over the last 4 years of making the playoffs. Like, that's not good enough. And I know that's factoring in a rebuilding season that when we started 1-5, but still, they bounced back. They were on the cusp of making the playoffs. They had a chance still, and I think that if they don't make the playoffs this year, then I do think there's going to be a big portion of this fan base that is calling for a hot seat. And especially if the injuries are the excuse, that's an issue on the way that the team is built. It's not an issue on and maybe it is a practice thing, but I'm more on that's a team building issue. If you consistently are drafting players that are injured, I think that you have something wrong in the way that you are studying players and picking players to draft.
Can I provide just a little bit of pushback? And the only reason I provide a little bit of pushback as it relates to building a team, I agree. There are a lot of moves that I wouldn't have made. I'm not a GM. I don't know about being a GM. Brad Holmes is doing a better job than I ever could, so I'm not trying to be the couch GM. With that being said, there were some moves that I think I would have made as a GM that I don't think the Lions made. With that being said, the talent is the talent. Last year, the Detroit Lions had more than enough talent to make it to the playoffs. They had more than enough ability. Was Jared Goff hurt last year? I don't think so.
No.
Was Amon-Ra St. Brown hurt?
He was probably hurt, but he didn't tell anybody.
He had 1,400 yards and 10 touchdowns.
Right.
Was Jameson hurt?
No.
Yeah. Was Jahmyr Gibbs hurt? Was Dave Montgomery hurt?
No.
Like, was Aiden Hutchinson hurt last year? Was Jack Campbell hurt last year? Like, there were winnable games that you lost, whether it was the Pittsburgh game, et cetera. Like, there were winnable games that you lost. I think that part falls on the head, man. Be like
100%. It definitely does.
For sure, Berlin.
Okay. Berlin. You know how my phone has been blowing up since you posted that. I'm glad you did. It was a great story. My phone has been blowing up, and everybody that knows me that saw that, Berlin is what I'm getting on my text thread right now.
Yeah!
Berlin. I'm like, spelled a bunch of different ways.
I was just going to ask that. How many different ways they spell it?
Like it's been Berlin. It's been like Burlington Coat Factory. It's been like Berlin that almost looks like bread. I'm like, okay, I get this.
Berlin!
But I love it. Bring it, because guess what? I got more stories, including one that we'll talk about when B-Lad does his quick slants. But B-Lad.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. To your point, what you said is exactly true. And I also think what Anson said is 100% true as well. And I know the chat feels the exact same. The thing for me is, you're right. We don't have injuries, but it doesn't feel like to me as if Dan Campbell has been really making that many coaching errors. Obviously, you see great coaches make errors in game as far as game management goes, stuff like that. We've seen it happen time and time before. But we have never seen him pull a Matt Eberflus, Chicago versus Detroit Thanksgiving, where he just forgets that he has a timeout and just does not call a timeout. Clock is over. Game is done.
He did call too many fourth downs last year, not having the same personnel that they had the year before.
That is true, but I do like the aggression, though. The aggression and the idea is there, and I like that aspect of Dan Campbell's coaching. He kind of created a trend in the NFL for doing all that stuff. But you are right about that. The one thing that concerned me was maybe the OC and the DC hire.
That was on him.
Yeah, exactly right.
To live with that.
Exactly right. So maybe I do like his philosophy on getting coaches that have played and have been in the NFL, obviously have the experience under their belt. But, I mean, it wasn't that pretty on defense last year as far as schematically goes, or obviously personnel, as far as, we have a good core, but the surrounding cast isn't as good. But I do agree with both of you guys on everything you said. But Anson hit it right on the nose.
Yeah, Anson definitely did hit it right on the nose. And once again, we're not trying to come at Dan Campbell any types of sides.
No, absolutely not. I love Dan Campbell.
I think he's one of the best coaches in the league as it relates to leader of men, as it relates to motivation, as it relates to all Dan Campbell might be top 5. In terms of what he pulls out of these guys. You didn't start watching the locker room post-game experience till Dan Campbell started setting it off. In 2022, I want to say, when he first started setting it off. So that also falls on Dan. So we know the guy can coach. Just want to talk about taking it to the next level. Dan wants to get in that pantheon of the top 5. You got to show and prove this year. This year is set up to have all the success, because as much as we talk about the secondary, as much as we talk about what the offensive line is going to look like, that schedule, as we're about to talk about as we rank the schedule 1 to 17, that schedule is set up for you to have a measured level of success this year, Anson.
And Hard Knocks, the timing couldn't have been better.
It was amazing.
To show us who our coach was, to help us fall in love.
And that team rallied around him, man.
Show this back wall again for me, Juice. Those 4 straight years of winning football hasn't been done since the 50s.
Yeah.
Since the 50s, guys. So you talk about being top 5, be able to pull what he pulled out of these guys, especially those early teams that, that 9-8 missed playoff team after the 3-13, that was smoke and mirrors. I don't know how he pulled that out of there. But to do it with this franchise, this full life malign, not off malign, my whole life malign franchise, to do what those guys have done there, to be the skipper of the 180, that's absolutely tremendous, man.
No doubt about it.
This guy, and he does. You talk about him crying. The guy shows his emotion. I think that's another thing that we love about him. I need the guy on the left, not the guy on the right, because we saw this guy on the right, and it was hard. It was hard to see that emotion and that energy coming off of Dan. When he's winning and things are going good, he's the best interview in the league, and all 53 fall in line.
I think the elephant in the room as it relates to this is the last comment. We'll go to break, and then we'll talk about the actual schedule, because there are some easy games, although there's no such thing as an easy game. There's a such thing as an easy game. There's some easy games there, and then there's some really tough ones. The elephant in the room on that back chart is who was there when they went from 3-13-1 to 9-8 to 12-5 to 15-2.
Benny boy.
There it is. No Ben Johnson last year, and they took a step back, and they went 9-8.
I will say that 3-13-1 team, you could tell they rallied around him though.
There were moments the whole year where you were like, okay,
he was looking for a specific type of player that would play for free. Yeah. Those are the type of guys that he was looking for. That kind of mentality.
Baby.
Oh yeah, I remember. And then he got suspended, unfortunately. But that whole team, I remember their young linebacker core. We were bringing in guys like Anzalone, he was a part of that 3-13-1 team. Khalif Raymond, these guys were
Jamal Williams.
You saw the emotion that he brought to the table. You could tell those guys wanted to be here. They were ready to rally behind him. And from coming from 3-13-1 to 9-8. Almost making the playoffs if it wasn't for a couple teams winning at the very end there.
Is that the Rams and Seahawks? It was the Rams and Seahawks game.
Yes, it was the Rams and Seahawks game, because I remember how pissed off I was before that, but it was fun watching them beat Green Bay at the end of the year, though.
What sucked about that is, you're absolutely right, is the refs did something in that Rams Seahawks game that was a misnomer, and then what's name ended up winning because of it. It was the Rams, and that put us out. It sucked because remember the Lions were watching that game before they played Green Bay in the night game, and
in the locker room,
and they knew they lost. They knew they weren't in, and Dan Campbell still got those guys motivated to bury Aaron Rodgers. The Detroit Lions buried Aaron Rodgers as Green Bay Packers. Yeah. That's something that you can never take from Dan Campbell and the squad.
The chat got the memo. $47 in super chats since our last break. We'll get to those when we come back, guys. He's going to tell you about something, but before that, I need you to smash, I need you to share, and I need those super chats.
1,000%. Do me a favor, Justin. Tell me about Water Hazard, and when we get back, we will talk about Dan Campbell, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Lions' schedule, and we'll talk about the super chats.
Yes, sir. Water Hazard is the very first canned vodka cocktail from Founders. Vodka-based cocktail, 5% ABV that's citrusy, refreshing, and gluten-free. Get $5 cans at any Art and Jake's location in Michigan on Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays. But please remember to drink responsibly.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Mortgage Pros wants you. They want to help you change your life. They're Michigan's #1 mortgage broker, and you saw their employee culture firsthand when we were out at their 4th annual block party. Amazing employees come from amazing ownership, and they've got both over there, and they want you to join them. You can find out more at mtgopros.com or give them a call at 248-416-1361. They're centrally located right there in Troy, and I know that you've been thinking about changing your future, so make the call. Why are you waiting? Mortgage Pros is waiting for you. And Supreme Lending they're in the middle of home buying season. They're busy, but they've got time for you guys. Amazing team over there with Chad and Chris as well as Christina. Get on the horn today, whether you're looking at refinancing your home, buying your first home, or moving to a new one. You got to get on the horn early, get them in the process, get them involved from start. They're going to get you into the best situation possible for the best loan program possible. They've got a lot to offer, including 0% down payment programs. And when you mention Woodward Sports, we're going to save you up to $500 off of your home appraisal. Get on the horn today with Supreme Lending.
And we back. Shout out to Double D in the building, in the back, chilling, watching the show. Double D, come and say what's up. Just come say what's up real quick, man. You know the people always like to see. You know the people always like to see sweet Kool-Aid in here.
What up, dog, to the people?
What up to the people? You know, they always.
Justin over here in the TD booth.
Yeah, he getting it cracking over there, if you will. There he is.
What up, though, man? Hey, had to wear the Detroit Lions shirt. Shout out to Sun Cruiser.
I know that
back
hurt.
in the building for Lions season.
Oh yeah,
shout out.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. Good to see Sun Cruiser back on board. Also, too, man, like all the individuals out there that use the sponsorships that we talk about, whether it's Sun Cruiser, whether it's Planet Fitness, whether it's Yaldo, whether it's Icon Auto Repair and Collision, talk about it in the chat. Mention it. We would love to get your feedback on that. Mention it in the chat at all times. Before we jump back into that schedule, because it is an interesting schedule that the Lions play this year. It's like a hodgepodge of, we play
looks
that,
weak
we play
on
that.
the surface.
On the surface it does, but before we get into that, Anson, the jersey, what's going on with the Super Chats?
Man, we got another Got some more in.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out, guys. A little more during the break. But we'll start it off with Greg Thomas. He says, make my jersey a 2X. I believe it's already been created and signed, but Ryan's Lions with another $10 here. He says, been watching Woodward Sports Network daily for almost 5 years now.
Hey, shout out.
Appreciate you big time. Best sports program, period. Keep up the great work. I'll be in the D for the Lions game this Saturday. Where's the party? Bomber, what is he at? He just ran out?
I'm glad you said that, and it reminded me. And I didn't even mention this last week because I didn't even think about it. August 14th was exactly my 5th year working here.
Wow. August 14th?
August 14th. So it's been 5 years now since I'm working at that. How does that happen? Where does this time go?
When you're having fun, it flies.
5 years I've been at Woodward Sports. Shout out.
Shout out, man. Absolutely. Actually, we will be at Sean Belesian's house this Saturday, smashing Sean's meat.
All right. Got nothing for you. Yeah, we'll be there. We will. He's a good cook.
Where's Shaq? Where's Shaq?
He's not in there right I told you, press play. We're pressing play on
More
this.
information on Shaq soon to come, guys. All right, on to Mike Seabrid. Seabrid. The bite kneecaps personality has protected Campbell from criticism. Not in the beginning, buddy. But Lions fans forgive decisions from Campbell they'd absolutely destroy another for. Fair.
Fair. Very fair.
Very fair.
Very fair.
Mike Reed with $10 super chat. I will pick up that Gibbs jersey tonight. It is very fair.
It's part of the charm.
Back up for a minute.
Part of the charm is the personality. Part of the charm is he's a former football player. He's a meathead, but he's also a soft meathead, if you will, in terms of the conversation.
He's Detroit.
He's
as football Detroit as Cade is Detroit basketball.
Yeah. He's like a old school, hard-nosed tight end, and I can see a lot of touchdowns. He's getting there, block and mix it up. He also was on that 0-16 team. So a lot of the emotion that you see out of Dan Campbell in these moments, that's really emotion.
He's paid his dues, man.
I may crack a joke about him crying, but realistically, the emotion that he sheds for this team is emotion that I actually am a part of this team. Like, I've played for the Lions. I've been in the city. I've seen what the city has gone through. You go 0-16 on a team and have the ability to come back from that, Dan Campbell, shout out.
Yeah. My man has a job here as long as I'm GM. As long as you want.
Speaking of that
I'm not GM, however.
100%.
Can I be in your scout team?
It's still out for debate. You're getting back, though. You're getting back. Double D. Mike Reed, I will pick up that Gibbs jersey tonight. I will be down at Ford Field tonight. I'm not sure why you'll be there. Does anybody know?
Ford Field open house for season ticket holders.
Oh, very good.
Yeah,
very good. You're going to have to wait, though,
right.
Mr. Reed. Randall Smalls, $5 more. Can't wait to see Berlin in public so I can yell out, Berlin, you the man.
Yo, that's going to be a thing now. Like, people are legitimately going to be outside and be down the street. Berlin. I'm like, I don't know you.
Can we get a response from Marshawn? Can you reach out to Marshawn and get a response from him?
I will.
We'll send him some Skittles.
Oh, no.
He don't need them, though.
He doesn't. Like, Skittles, they back that Brinks truck up to his house once a month.
That's so solid.
And drop it off. So, no, but I'll see what Marshawn's got up.
All right.
Football season busy, but.
Corey W53 with a $10 super chat. J-Mo will lead the Lions in receiving yards and touchdowns with about 20 less receptions than Saint this year. Hot take?
I don't think that's a hot take, realistically, because J-Mo has that ability to get down the field. And if you're telling me from Dan Campbell, if you're telling me from Mike Kafka, if you're telling me from Jared Goff that J-Mo has improved as a wide receiver, is running better routes, is now being able to do more of the route tree and move to play different positions, he could have more yards. That doesn't make him a better receiver. I think as soon as people hear more yards, more touchdowns, it's like, oh, he's past him. No, Amon-Ra St. Brown's a team guy. I don't think more touchdowns. Because, like, when you're talking touchdowns, like, Jared Goff is looking for 14. But if you're talking about yards, I can see it 100%. I can see yards.
I wish I could figure out what the B stands for, but ARSB, I'm on revenge season. That's the one thing you're not taking into account. He's so pissed. He's so pissed. He's focused. You don't see him everywhere right now. My man is going to come out on fire, not dropping passes. The other thing is this. I might be willing to say that J-Mo will pass him in yards. There's too many mouths to feed in this offense for him to have the most touchdowns.
I agree.
As the wide receiver.
Yards.
It will be Gibbs, bro.
Yards, I'm all in. You talking about most touchdowns?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking about between the receivers.
Between the receivers, I still don't think it happens. I think that Tesla
he
and
didn't
Laporta
specify receiving touchdowns.
Tesla and Laporta take a lot of touchdowns away from him.
Yeah,
from J-Mo. All right, more and more super chats coming in because Freddie Felt doesn't like giving
banger.
Up. Yeah, big old banger. Let's go. 68
Freddie big
reported.
bags, baby.
I'm saving big bags for last. There,
Okay.
Mr. Moneybag. 68 reported $10 super chat. Joining late. Welcome back, Anson. Appreciate you. I'll pay shipping for my Gibbs jersey. Appreciate
Look at
you,
that. I
brother.
appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's a stand-up guy right there.
It is. Dante 151, $5. At least Dan Campbell is not on OnlyFans, unlike a former coach in Michigan. Laugh out loud. Can we get a Pistons update from Kool-Aid? I was about to go there. Give us 1 second here. Let's do some Freddie Felt. $50 super chat.
People say the funniest things.
The champ is here.
Shout out to Freddie Felt.
The champ is here. The champ is here. I'm sitting front row in the end zone for Colts Lions next Saturday in Indy.
Ooh.
This jersey needs to be on the Wall of Fame at the crib. One pride. Shout out the GOAT, Braylon, and the rest of the crew. And don't forget about El Slapo. Shout out Freddie Felt.
Freddie Felt knows a little bit about Loom and MJ. Shout out. Always good to hear from you, my brother. Enjoy that game, and hopefully you're enjoying that game knowing that this is on the wall for you.
Let's get some hoops, and then let's take a super quick break because you had promised some more football stuff.
Yeah, we're just going to rank the Lions' schedule as it relates to their, the 17 games. Obviously, we know they play 3 opponents twice, but the 17 games, which are the hardest games, which are the easiest games going in order? Hoops, you want to give, since we have Kool-Aid in?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk about. Do we have an update on Jalen Duren? Have we heard anything?
No update on Jalen Duren. Obviously, though, he was with Paul Reed, Cade Cunningham, and such for JG Day.
That's great to see.
17 Day.
That's great to see. And now that's down in Texas. That's a foundation, a yearly thing that Kay does. You want to tell us a little more?
Yeah, definitely. And shout out to Mike Curtis, formerly of the Detroit News, friend of Woodward Sports as well, and Woodward Pistons. He was down there covering the event, and it was cool to see the camaraderie. And Pistons talk, as well as some others in the community, we believe that there is going to be some news coming soon as it relates to Jalen Duren. But we've heard the discrepancy being how the Pistons actually view things, and that there's also reported that Asar Thompson, I was about to say Amon-Ra St. Brown, but Asar Thompson is going to get his deal as well, and that they might actually view him as the second best player,
the number 2,
which complicates things there. But stay on the lookout because spring training, training camp for the Detroit Pistons is right around the corner. We will be in the building for that. There will be content for that, and that comes up in September. So like September and October and the D, it's about to be a real thing.
It just feels like every year the Detroit sports franchises take a step back. Like regardless of how good, like you look at the Pistons right now, I'm just afraid they took a step back. You look at the Lions last year, you feel like they took a step back. You look at the Red Wings, every year it feels like they take a step back. And then you look at the Tigers, it felt like they got excited earlier when they got Framber Valdez, and they followed up with Justin Verlander, and then that was it. Then it was Mum's the Word. Then it was Gleyber Torres like, nah, I think I'm going to opt in on that. Like,
Braylon, rank the top 4 Eastern Conference seeds this season.
Ooh.
Basketball.
And then throw it to Bray for the same conversation. Top 5 or top 4, who's hosting the first round games in the Eastern Conference?
I wasn't prepared for this, but off the top, New York, Philly, Philly, who's up in that conversation?
Somebody's got to win our division.
Huh?
Cleveland,
Orlando, Cleveland, or I'm still on Orlando. Orlando, Cleveland, Knicks, Philly.
That's all of them.
No. Somebody's not winning their division there, right? Is that right? Oh no, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those 4 ahead of
So
the
Pistons are number 5 seed.
1,000%. And to be honest, they're fighting for the 5 seed.
Kool-Aid. Baton's been passed to you.
Ooh.
Pushback.
A little bit of pushback.
Because we don't even know we don't even understand what Miami is fully going to be once they're done at it. Like Miami is the wild card. I don't necessarily see Bam Adebayo and Giannis working, but it's still Giannis.
Atlanta's going to be tougher as well.
That's the sleeper.
They're
Toronto.
Yeah.
I guess that was no trade has been rescinded though with Kawhi.
Yeah, and it's like for me last year Boston was a team that I told people, hey, that's going to be a sneaky one. This year, I do believe Atlanta is your sneaky one. They're the one, to me, most built like the Pistons, but they don't have the guy that I believe gives the Pistons a chance to actually land in that top 4. And I'm going to keep banging the drum for Cade Cunningham. The Pistons are proving and showing right now that though they want to put more around him, they still believe he's the guy that can push them. And since Trajan's been here, you can't argue yet with the results. 44 wins, then 60 wins, with still no number 2 player next to Cade. And so you hope that with some of the additions they made this year, that's just enough at least for them to be able to bolster and keep themselves in a top 4 seed. I can still see them because of the way they play the regular season. I believe that they're going to finish with a top 3 placement this year. I really do, going into the playoffs. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be the best team in the playoffs.
No, that's very fair. You're not talking when you're talking about the Detroit Pistons. You're talking about a team on a night in and night out basis, plays both ends of the court. They play defense, they play offense. They don't care who you are coming in. They want to win. They want to win the game. They want to dominate. They want to play physical and do all things. So you're absolutely right about that. Here's where we have a conversation though. The Jalen Duren situation that you just talked about, Asar Thompson being potentially the number 2 player that they're going after and not paying Jalen Duren. Like, the young temperament of players in all sports today is at an all-time high. In the NBA locker room, it is the highest. So when you're talking about a distracted, uncomfortable, not feeling taken care of, I didn't get the bag or he got a little bit more than me, that creates a little bit of jealousy. That creates a little bit of animosity. And if this is what the Pistons are going to be dealing with after already taking a step back, it just calls for concern.
And you know what? You're 100% fair to have that type of feeling because it does. You already see it right now. Who would have thought that this would be the situation we'd be in contract-wise with Jalen Duren? We thought this would have been just a done deal. Bro, they're going to give you $40 million. Take that and run. Now you want potentially more than Cade? Mind blown. But whatever, bro. Get your money. Get your money. But as it relates to the Pistons, I could see that. That's why I continue to say with the cerebral aspect of who we know Trajan to be, I do think that they believe Cade is above that. We've seen people like the Joker and people like Giannis deal with other teammates who thought that their worth or their value should be something, but those guys were still able to go out there and lift their team despite what was going on around them. So it shouldn't be this way for Cade, but I do believe he is good enough to keep that team in a top 3, top 4 spot.
Speaking of leaders, as we talked about Dan Campbell being a leader for the Detroit Lions, Cade Cunningham is one of the best leaders as it relates to the NBA. Regardless of what that team looks like, you can watch him. You can watch him in the huddle. You can watch him in the court. You can watch him in interviews. You know where he's at. He is one of those ascending leaders in the NBA.
Smooth operator.
Hey, a little bit shot there right there. All right, look, man, since Anson's over here singing Smooth Operator, man, we're going to tell Kool-Aid.
I was going to say just a small story.
No, go ahead.
When I covered Cade Cunningham's event downtown, shout out to him, man. Every year he and his family do this. Pistons don't even have any involvement except for to come to support. He gave out a lot of toys, but we got to talk to him one-on-one, kind of off the cuff.
You and Cade are building a relationship because I know at the All-Star, I know you guys had a conversation. Or not All-Star, and then obviously he talked about Texas, talked about some other things.
It's been cool. His parents as well. His father took some time to actually talk to my little Kool-Aid jammers for a long time. He's talked to them a couple times, give them some life-changing conversation. So it's been dope. But he did tell us this.
Is that your AAU squad?
Huh?
Is that your AAU squad?
You know what? I got one more to go for the 5, for the starting 5, man. But he did tell us, Cade, I love the song, but they play that too daggone much, dog. It's getting played. So, Cade, it's cool to see that he is actually tapped in with what's going on around him. He loves all the fan support. He loves what we're doing right here. And he loves actually the fact that he got a nickname kind of out of this thing. It's culture that's growing on him. And from everything that I know, he loves what he's doing right here in Detroit right now.
Well, that's good to hear, man. We appreciate what he's done so far in the city, and we're looking forward to seeing what Cade can be because we got high hopes for that young man.
He'll be wearing a ring.
The Detroit
He'll be wearing a ring in the hall.
All right, do me a favor. Speaking of dope, why don't you tell me about Mad Packs over there, Justin?
Let me tell you about Mad Packs because they have a dope new product, the Boom Shakalaka Gummies, 200 milligrams of hash rosin and live rosin available in the retailers near you. And listen, you go to madpacks.com and they will take care of you, showing you where you need to go and nab their great new product, the hash rosin gummies, Boom Shakalaka, Mad Packs extracts, mad flavors, mad high, Mad Packs, the perfect thing to add to your summer evening.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
It is Joey with Woodward Sports, and in 2017, I trusted Dr. Yeldo with my eyes, and it was the best decision I've ever made. No more glasses or contacts, just clear vision every single day.
Hi, I'm Darren McCarty, 4-time Stanley Cup champion. If I had LASIK back in the day, I probably would have won 8 Stanley Cups. So if you're thinking about LASIK, do it now. Tell them, Doc.
Come see me. You have nothing to lose. It's a free consultation.
For a limited time, LASIK only $19.99 per eye. Call Yeldo Eye Center. Let them know Woodward Sports sent you. But please don't wait like I did. Call them now.
I hate to tell you, energy drinks, but you're about to be crushed. Thrive nootropic energy pouches are here to change the game by delivering steady, focused performance in a clean white pouch for a fraction of the cost. And unlike other brands, Thrive comes from an American company that's been leading the way for over 30 years. So stop drinking gut rot energy drinks and why don't you thrive for a change? It's just better.
Jameer Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
Put down that afternoon coffee and check out Thrive Energy Pouches. It ain't your daddy's dip though. It is tobacco-free, nicotine-free mental powerhouse of smart caffeine. No sugar crash, zero bloating. Thrive can be found online at dipstop.com. Remember to use that promo code WSN for 15% off your entire order. Found exclusively at all Market Fresh and Market Square locations. Thrive Clean Energy. They flip and work, y'all.
Honest, we don't even need to do a read for Loom at this point after that glowing endorsement from Braylon to start the show. Shout out to MJ, always so amazing at receiving customers there. Their whole staff is at all 40 of their locations. All the locations super clean and with amazing product. And we want to save you 30% off of that product. And in fact, your entire order every single time. Whether it's at loom.com, you put in that WSN30, or you just scan that QR code and then that code is already in there. You're going to save the 30. Or you just mention in person, we're saving you 30% off your entire order. Did I say 30% off yet? Get on loom.com, get yourself that savings, and then they're going to give you some free stuff because they're awesome. They're Loom. Check them out at loom.com.
Check them out.
And we are back. Exactly. Check them out. Smash that like button, subscribe, and do all the things you need to do. What's going on in the Super Chat? We good? We're vibing? Comments?
I mean,
how
we're
you feel?
better than good, man. They just keep coming
Keep rolling in.
Shout out. I forget kind of where I left off here. All right. Up for speculation. $2 just for some support. I got to be honest with you. It'd be pretty awesome if somehow your $2 ended up landing this jersey for you. 68 reported. Doubling down with another $10 super chat. Years ago, I had to drink 400 beers. I hope over a
span of time.
Not the same day, my friend.
Is that 10 a day?
I don't know. We need some
Even 10
clarification.
days.
68.
It's 40 days.
That's, 40 days and 40 nights to get an autographed ball from Chris Spielman. Shout out. My son gave me an autographed ball from Barry Sanders as well. That Gibbs jersey framed between them would be sick.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Well, you got your slots on here and a great day to do it. You doubled them up, guys. Keep smashing that like button. Keep sharing the stream. And keep your super chats coming in until the end of the show. They're worth double on our Friday wheel to take home this Jameer Gibbs.
Speaking of double, always good to see Double D. Had to put him on the desk for a second, have some conversation. Even we're able to jump into a little bit of basketball. Interesting to find out the Jalen Duren situation that just continues and continues. That thing is going to get continuously ugly if now they're talking about Asar Thompson about to get his bag before Jalen.
Love hearing that he's with the team,
Yeah.
that he's with the guys. That's something that they've been doing. Even when they had the terrible season, they were at the playoffs sitting together. So I love that hasn't changed.
Shout out to Dwayne Casey.
Hey, deep cut.
That was Dwayne Casey that did that against the Boston Celtics in the playoffs.
Channeling those 80 Pistons because they were there in 86 at the Boston Garden watching the same thing. Guess where they were back in 87 in the Eastern Conference Finals.
1,000%. Let's talk about this Detroit Lions schedule. We keep talking about it's the easiest schedule in the league, and the schedule features 10 teams that did not make the playoffs. I repeat, ladies and gentlemen, 10 NFL teams that did not make the playoffs is what the Detroit Lions schedule shaping up to see. Justin, put that list up there, and let's go down the list, ranking the games.
Greg Thomas, I can do it in 15 days with the beers emoji. Shout out.
Realistically, I mean, you could, depending on what time of year. If it's
commitment.
Summer first starts, it's 10.
And in your 20s.
That's a lot of yeast. A lot of hops.
It is, dude.
I tell you what, like that would be a hell of, it would take you a while to work that off. It would take you a while to work that off, I will say. All right, here's the schedule. Detroit Lions, let's go. I'm going to go 17-1. I think it's
Dolphins, definitely the hardest.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, it's backwards.
Psych.
I see.
Here we go. Dolphins, 17. We were having this conversation, having some fun on the show. I said, I don't even know who the hell Malik Willis is throwing to. B-Lad figured it out. Justin Satawa helped once the show started. The Cardinals at number 2. Drew Petzing's old team. I don't think there's a lot there. Trying to figure out 100% trying to figure out what the quarterback situation is looking like this year.
O-line shaky.
Although I do like couple players on the defensive line, not good enough. Number 15, Jets, Jets.
Mr. Glenn.
A lot of talent on that team. Like some of the draft picks they do. They went got a wide receiver that I'm fond of, Kenyon Sadiq. I think he is the next wave of tight ends, if you will, for the NFL. But Geno Smith at the quarterback position, he has just not had a good training camp.
Poor Garrett Wilson,
Everything
man.
that. You're talking about a top 8 wide receiver in this
I'd put him
league.
top 5.
Like, if he had a quarterback.
Oh, my gosh. He is so talented.
When does he leave?
J-Mo
he
was
just
in a
got
podcast.
paid, too.
He did. J-Mo was in a podcast.
Because he was there with Garrett.
And they asked him, who's the greatest receiver you've ever played with? He said Garrett Wilson with no hesitation.
Because Garrett Wilson is nice. Like, the stuff
at Ohio State.
Like, the couple of flashes that he shows for the Jets when he give him an opportunity and what you saw at Ohio State.
Yeah.
Man, I've seen it in practice. I watched him 2 years in a row. And I'm just like jaw open.
Yeah, unbelievable
nice.
stuff out of him. It's actually
unreal. And they tried to tell me Carnell Tate was better. Like, you know, I'm not going to hate because I don't know, but no. Here we go. 14, the Saints. You guys keep trying to tell me about this team. You keep trying to sell me on Tyler Shuck. Oh, my God, it's the Tyler Shuck show.
Riley thinks they're taking the South.
And Riley's gone right now, so he can't defend himself because that is absolutely asinine. And now you lose Jordan Tyson, who I thought could have a really big year.
Yeah, he's out for like 2 months. 2.5 months.
Says the Tennessee Titans slappy over here. Man, what is your obsession with the Titans? I don't get it. I don't see it.
What do you mean obsession? I never even mentioned the Titans.
Oh, you've been hype about the wide receiver.
That's him.
Oh, is it you?
Yeah.
That's not
it's
me.
Kind of me. It's been
I like Cam Ward, baby.
Yeah.
He should be at 16 or 17 on this
Year
list.
2 Cam Ward.
What?
I think Cam.
Year 12 Cam Ward. Year 6. I don't care what year it is, my man.
Go check the tape.
What tape? The college tape?
No.
I can show you some Vince Young college tape.
I'm telling you, I saw NFL All-22 film of Cam Ward, and he was making some crazy throws.
Like he's also
to nobody.
He's also down into the
exactly. To nobody.
Yeah, Trismere Dyke and Chiga
No,
Kwankwo.
he's throwing to nobody. You guys making plays. Like I'm telling you,
Tajay
like this,
Spears.
Like I also too, hear me out. When a head coach gets an opportunity to be a head coach, you go through a bad spot. Robert Saleh was not necessarily the catalyst in New York. You're talking about
That's true.
And this is me. I know New York.
That's a nice way to put it.
You're talking about an ownership that does not talk to the head coach. They do not let him make decisions. They do not inform him in decisions 1,000%. So now you're just like kind of like fluttering in the wind as things are happening, and the media is coming up to you asking you questions. And you're like, oh, wait, that happened? That's a horrible spot. He got a chance to leave. He reframed with the 49ers, and I think he has an opportunity to make a better mark, if you will, with the Titans. I'm not saying they're going to be world beaters this year, but I like the fight. I like the odds, and I like the division they could fight in.
All right.
Giants, 12. I think Giants 12. I think John Harbaugh will bring some sense of stability. I'm just not necessarily that huge of a Jackson Dart fan.
He just is too reckless.
Yeah, 1,000%. And we talked about that yesterday. Mm-hmm. But I do think the Giants have a little bit more than the Titans, the Saints, the Jets, and the Cardinals.
All right, these next two. This is where you got me messed up. I feel like you got a whole different read on the South than I do.
Yeah.
What's
I'd
your
say
read?
so.
What's
your
going
read
on?
the
You
South?
with me, Justin? Talk
I'm with
about
you.
it.
Absolutely. I mean, Braylon, with all due respect, I mean, we're going to put the Falcons at 10. Like, what are we really
The
scared
Panthers
of the
at
Falcons
7.
for?
The
No,
Bucks are the
I
worst.
agree with the Panthers.
I think the
Panthers
Bucks are
being
winning
You
that
guys
division.
like the Panthers,
but hold
huh?
on, hold on. Do you understand how this list is shaking out? Like, what is your problem? I'm basically saying the hardest games. Like the Vikings.
I think the Bucks are the hardest out of the 4.
The Bucks play in the
Bucks got-
3-game stretch.
the Bucks
3-game
got-
and 12-game stretch.
They
or
play a 3-game
12
stretch.
day.
They like what? Like the Bucks?
Right after Thanksgiving, or I believe right after they come back.
The Bucks are
Yeah,
about to
Thanksgiving.
fall apart this year.
Justin, who's the hardest out in the South? You think the Panthers?
The Bucks.
The hardest out? The Panthers, for sure.
It's the Bucks.
You like the Panthers?
I like the Panthers
Because it's also
Like,
when Cade Mays is hurt, and they have a very good interior defensive line.
and it's on the road. Legitimately, and I've been talking about the Panthers since before the draft. I like the moves they made in free agency. I like the money they spent. It was very intentional. Like Jalen Phillips, the moves they made on the defensive line, the moves that they did to help J.C. Horn as a DB. They went on and got another wide receiver in the draft this year. I like the draft that they had. Carolina Panthers, I think, are a very formidable team, and they went to the playoffs last year. Like, so now they have a little bit more. Now they have some Cavs and Dave Canellis' year 3. I just like the Panthers. Like the Falcons, you're going to trot out Tua Tagovailoa again, and you're going to tell me it's him versus Michael Penix?
The Falcons are just mediocre, but they're like one of those teams that they just show up out of nowhere. Like, for example, last year when they played L.A., like they showed up out of nowhere and kind of put BTA towards the end of that game. But, like, I still feel the Falcons are the most mediocre team in the NFL. Them and the Colts, but we don't play the Colts.
Also, too, it's not like it's not like I put the Falcons and the Bucks 17 and 16.
Right.
I mean, they're 11 and 10.
That division's definitely going to still be the worst.
The Vikings away will be a tough game. The Vikings are always hard. We see Kyler Murray. We don't know exactly what that looks like this year. That defense is going to be really good.
Oh, yeah,
again.
those
the
are switched
offense
up,
will be back. So Vikings.
The Vikings at home was the one at 9.
Vikings
away,
at home, exactly 9. Vikings away 8.
Yeah.
And then Panthers, Bears Thanksgiving, Packers at home at the end of the season. Packers at home, Patriots, that's on the road. That's in that 3-game stretch. The Bears away, which is the second to last game of the season. Yep. Packers, last game of the season. You know those 2 games, what they'll be for. And then obviously the Bills, game 2, where you're still trying to figure out what the hell the offensive line, defensive, secondary.
Absolutely looks like the toughest game on the schedule. And you're fighting the NFL.
You know what?
You're fighting the NFL because that's their first home game in their brand new stadium. The last row of the upper deck are going for $3K.
Yeah.
Don't worry, they can't even see the game.
Counted as a loss, guys.
They can't even see the game. They got speakers in front of their eyes.
They played their fans.
They played
their fans in that
stadium. Horrible.
100%.
It's like Buffalo. What'd you expect?
It's the Madden generated.
It's like 15,000 seats.
Relocation stadium.
But if we're only pushing back on the Falcons and the Bucks to the Panthers spot, the rest of this is substantial. This is why I say it's make or break. You look at Dan Campbell. You look at that schedule right there, and I know teams get better.
Yeah.
When the season starts, the New Orleans Saints may be something. When the season starts, the Jets may surprise somebody. Psych, I'm hoping they do. The Bucks, they may be a version. Maybe they're not falling off the cliff. Maybe they're not. Maybe Vita Vea
I don't think they have.
No Mike Evans, no Vita Vea, no.
Vita Vea is now actually wanting a deal. He's not wanting out anymore. That was the latest report. They have a new rookie receiver, Ted Hurst. That's Mike Evans' replacement. I actually do feel like they might sell at the deadline and maybe ship Godwin out. That's the one player.
They better because he's always hurt.
Yeah, but they still have a Mecca. They still have McMillan. They still have a young receiver core. Their defense has Ruben Bain.
Kalijah.
Yaya Diaby. Yep. Kalijah can't say they just signed Anzo. He's serviceable.
Go back to that offense. Who's running the ball for them this year?
Bucky Irving.
And then who's his backup?
I actually do not. Probably Sean Tucker.
Kenneth Gainwell.
The bigger guy?
Yeah, it is Kenneth Gainwell. You are exactly right, Justin. Thank you.
Because I got gone.
Yeah, he's with the Commanders now.
You're
exactly right. Thank you, Justin.
Looking at that schedule, though, it is an opportunity.
Yeah.
It is an opportunity.
I mean, it's always a dogfight when we play those guys.
Now, I missed the assignment a little bit.
You thought I was ranking, like, the teams?
No, I thought we were.
No. Are you serious? You fucking kidding me?
We just give up a walk-off?
That's so annoying. No, we just gave up a game-tying home run.
Oh, the game was – we were up still?
Sorry.
Wow.
Kenley Jensen.
So, I thought that we were ranking the most important games. So, I just want to give you what I think are the first handful or so. I think number one most important game is Week 17. at Chicago.
Yeah.
You got the Ben Johnson
that's gonna
stuff.
be-
They're we got to go there and win that. The division's probably up in the air at that point.
It's gonna be a three-headed race. It's like the end of the Cars movie. That's what it's
So
gonna
one
be
of your
like.
top three, two of your top three most difficult, I believe, are your two most important games.
Yeah.
Second would be Week 18 in Green Bay.
I agree with you in terms of the importance of the game, in terms of what it means. Obviously, you'll be playing for the division then. You'll be playing for a wild card if you're not in the division in that space. But as it relates to important, you don't have to go all the way to week 17, 18 to be important. Like, you want to get this thing on the rails, I would go to one of those games earlier in the year.
I've got Buffalo at number 6 and New Orleans at number 7. Most important.
Yeah, win, lose, or draw, the Buffalo game is just a wash because it's a one-off. It is what it is. If you go out there and get smoked, I don't even care. Because
you can't get smoked.
I don't want you to get smoked.
Sure.
But if you get smoked, it's week 2.
Yeah,
and you
of
have
course.
a very
It's a
chill
cushion.
opening 5, if you will. You'll get smoked that
And
one.
then
Still
you
go
come home
4-1.
to the Jets. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, on number 3, I got the Thanksgiving game versus the Bears at home. We haven't won in a while.
Do me a favor. Look at the schedule right now, B-Lad, and read off the first 5 games and tell me the home games.
Okay.
Oh, you got it.
We're pulling it up right now.
Yeah, New Orleans 1 at home. Buffalo on the road 2.
Yep, Jets.
3 at home for the Jets.
Yep.
Carolina 4. At Arizona 5. And then week 6, as I look around.
I'll tell you what though, if we get a dub out of Buffalo there, we might be on a hot streak.
Yeah,
but the only thing is the bye is week 5.
You could go into it's bye week
Week
is
6.
6.
Yeah,
so you
sorry.
go in 5-0 into your bye week.
Yeah, but it's not the make or break game, the Buffalo Bills game. What's the 6th game?
That's the bye.
That's the bye.
So what's the 6th game?
Oh,
then?
Green Bay
that is
at
Green Bay.
home.
Yep.
That's the most important game.
I have that at 8.
Yeah,
that's the most important game because you legitimately
Of the season.
Yes, because you've played 5 games, you've played 3 bums, you've played against Buffalo,
True.
win, lose, or draw. That's the first game.
First divisional.
What does that game mean in the locker room? Like when your coach is breaking
It's
down.
prime time too.
You beat Green Bay on prime time, week 7, game 6. You're now
5-1.
You're now 5-1, 4-2 at the least. But now you're like, okay, we got a handle on the division. This is what it is. We're better than the team. A lot of people have Green Bay to beat you.
Got to hold, serve at home.
A lot
I like
of
that.
people have Green Bay to beat the Detroit Lions. Now, whether you guys in the chat, it's not about you. A lot of fans, a lot of analysts, a lot of professionals, and whatever the hell that means, they got the Green Bay Packers beating the Lions this year in the whole division. So you get a handle on week 7, you beat Green Bay, and now this is how you start in the division. You're talking to the division. You're talking to yourselves. You yourself feel back. I think in terms of importance, I would go importance early than the end. Because the end, we know what it's going to be. You're absolutely correct. Chicago Bears in that Green Bay game, that's going to be fighting for the win or fighting to get in. But you talking about setting a tone, that's what I look at as
like
important.
that one.
Shoot, all 3 teams could get
Week
in,
7.
realistically.
Week 7, Green Bay, I think, would be the most important game. Because also, what happened last year, you played them first game season, you got smacked.
Yeah.
I think that could be like a talking about make or break.
It's gonna kind of dictate the trajectory of your season after the bye, because after that you're on a slope. Like you have no days off.
Yeah,
and especially with the three games in 12 days.
That's your first divisional opponent.
Yes, it is.
That's your first divisional game.
If you lose that game, like you know what it does to the mental. Like I've been in that space. Like, I remember playing the Patriots when I was with the Jets. I remember we opened up on Monday night against the Baltimore Ravens and lost 10-6. I don't even know how that happens. Lost 10-6, and then we came back and played against the Dolphins, played against somebody else. We played against the Patriots, who we knew we were going back and forth with. We knew it was going to be us or them to win the division, us or them for the number 1 or number 2 seed in the playoffs. They end up winning the number 1 seed. We won that game. We were like, oh, yeah, we know what it is. Okay, we are who we thought we are. We reeled off 9 straight until we saw them again and got cracked by 46. But like it's just an important game as it relates to momentum, mentality, and last year. Because regardless of this being a new year, you're still thinking about last year until you're not. You beat them, you're not.
Coming off that bye week, it's week 7 that you get
Week
Green
7.
Bay, and then week 8
Minnesota.
You get Minnesota. So you get both of those games, and you hold serve at home in your division. Then you get Miami, New England, Tampa Bay. 2 of those are at home as well. Though again, very winnable games.
One of Ryan used to say this all the time. Don't let Maz said this. Ryan stole it, and now I'm stealing it. Don't let 1 turn to 2. You lose that Green Bay game, and now you're playing against a Minnesota
Can't
Vikings
snowball.
team that you don't necessarily understand what they are yet because you don't know Kyler.
Correct.
You lose Green Bay, still think about Green Bay. Now you lose Minnesota. You can't let one turn into two.
You can't snowball it.
Yeah.
There's no way.
100%. So, but the schedule is the schedule. The schedule is a good one. It's got some fun
It's
games.
there, chat.
Okay, what game would you go see on the road outside of Buffalo? Which one would you go to on the road?
Miami.
Not a lot of those games this year.
I'd say Germany, but Germany sucks.
I'd go to Miami. I want to go to Hard Rock.
You've been talking about Miami for a minute.
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah. Hey.
What about you, Jay?
I'm a Florida boy at heart.
What about one of these games? Where would you go?
Where would I go? That's
would
a
you go to
good
Nash,
question,
Vegas?
Braylon. It's a good question. Let me see here.
We don't really play like that many good teams on the road. I guess that Carolina game would be fun, low key.
I'm going to Arizona. Scottsdale has the highest per capita of breast implants in the country.
That's okay. I've been to. I went there for the Fiesta Bowl in 2022.
Yeah, I was
and
there.
It was a cool spot.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. In person. Yeah,
that'd be tough.
That was the maddest I have ever been.
I agree.
At
Which
the
one?
University of Michigan, and I'm gonna say something that Anson is gonna like.
Cue it up.
Don't clip this. This is not clipped. This is just for the show. If you watch
I'm
it
clipping
live,
it.
if you watch it live, you can hear.
Said
it.
no.
Ready for this? 22 was the maddest I had ever been at the University of Michigan when they lost that game to Sonny Dykes and the freaking TCU Horned Frogs. That's not the part that you will clip. Going back after all the allegations started coming out, early 23, mid 23, end of 23, one of my friends on the staff was like, go back and look at that TCU game. Remember looking at that TCU Horned Frog game and trying to ask yourself, how is Michigan just out of position so much in this game? TCU's not that good. And they proved it by next week getting 70 hung on them by Georgia. They were the first ones to realize what was going on, and they played to it.
And they were like, yeah, we need to know the other team's plays.
No. You know what I'm talking about. Would you relax? No, what I'm telling you is that they knew. No, it's not about rage baiting. I'm trying to throw him a bone. He won't even accept it.
I know.
You know what? I'll talk to you guys.
I'm locked in. I'm so interested.
I'm interested too. Yeah.
So hear me out. TCU knew already. So TCU changed the plays, and TCU still called those plays, and now you're thinking those plays are going to be something, and they were not. That's what I'm trying to say.
Which is why at halftime
So now
there was that realization about the fact that, everything is going wrong right now. We should just play this game straight up, and then they almost came back and won.
So when you go back and watch that game, watch the first half, you'll see.
I remember. I remember.
But I didn't realize it at the time until I got the word back.
That's crazy.
I was like,
They break that down on Twitter quite often, to be honest with you.
Yeah, 100%. I feel you.
TCU got the memo.
TCU definitely get the memo. I did get the memo as well. We'll take a quick commercial break.
We want to do Icon as well as Buddies.
That's cool.
We have a lot to tell you about. Some great partnerships.
We do have great partnerships, and one of them is Icon Auto Collision and Repair, or Icon Auto Repair and Collision. Look, they're a one-stop shop. They offer to pay your deductible as well as offer you a free car loaner with the situation. If you get into an accident, if you get into a collision, you want to come to a place that will take care of you, and that is Icon Auto Repair and Collision in Shelby Township, as well as Pontiac, as well as Madison Heights. Pull up on them. Tell them what it is, and we promise they will take care of you as if you are a member of the family. Icon Auto Repair.
And it's time for pizza. It's always time for pizza. And there's only one kind of pizza in the state of Michigan. It's the original, the 80-year trend-setting Detroit-style deep dish. Baby, let's go. You know, Bray. Get your $10 off your next $50 order when you head to buddiespizza.com. You're going to use that WWS26, Woodward Sports 26, so WWS26 is going to get you that $10 off. And it's more than just pizza. They got pasta and salad and wings and even more. So check them out at buddiespizza.com.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that. Don't just survive. Thrive.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Tell you about Gold Crown Cannabis, and they were lucky enough to, well, not they, we were lucky enough to get a awesome swag bag from them today, filled with all of their goodies.
Wait,
that Gold
what?
Crown has to offer.
Look what he's got on.
They
See
got
that?
pre-rolls, they got dabs, they got edibles. So make sure you tap in with Gold Crown, your local dispensary today. I have been all day. You can see me. I look good. Hey, and they got me looking fresh as well with the new Gold Crown Nike jacket as well. So tap in with goldcrownextrax.com to get your own jacket with their merch team. So tap in with them today. Gold Crown, smoke like royalty, feel like royalty. That's Gold Crown. And let me tell you about Massage Chair House. Massage Chair House has the largest massage chair showroom in the great state of Pure, Michigan. Make sure you scan the QR code above my head to go to Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc's YouTube channel, where he will take you through these great models like the Infinity and the Osaki. So make sure you tap in today with the Massage Chair House because they are the absolute best in the game.
Hey guys, welcome back. I need you to smash that like button, get your super chats in, and click that share. It's right to the right of the thumbs up. Grab that and send it out to your group chats. I want to catch you guys up on some of these super chats here. Will I Am, $5.50 with a $5 super chat. Shout out. Braylon, Anson, B-Lad, Sweet Potato Cam. Love the Braylon Edwards show. You are the GOATs. Also, I am excited about the defense. Go Lions. We love the support. Will I Am. You've been here for a minute, man. We appreciate you as well.
Yo.
T Twirt with $2 in the super chat.
Well, not long enough to remember my name.
Yes. Also, Justin, some love from Will I Am.
I'm just
I'm going to
kidding.
give it to you. T Twirt with the $2 super chat. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Gibbs
Hey, I like
got me. Michael Wary, $2 super chat. Chat. Don't forget to smash the like button. We love our like police there. 68 reported with two $10 super chats. Braylon, he wanted to tell us about the 400 beers. So here's the story.
Ooh, okay.
Clarification. Thank you on the 400. I was on assignment.
That's pretty good.
4 weeks in Akron. Spielman, at the time, owned a bar called The Stable, something you might maybe know about. There was a promotion to get the free ball after drinking 400. At 200, my assignment ended. I asked the bartender if I could just purchase the remaining 200. He asked how I wanted them. I said, give them away to the next 200 people, and I left to catch my plane with a jersey. Shout out. Great
Shout
story.
out. That's a great story. So he drank 200 beers? In one setting?
Again, we need more clarification.
This is
on
like
your
an Andre the
200
Giant
beers.
story.
It is.
Remember like all the stories he told about
Or
Andre
Wade
the Giant?
Boggs.
It's like, yeah.
That's aura farming right there.
It is, man. Shout out.
It's tough.
Will I Am, $2
You know how he
to
woke up in the morning?
clean up his earlier super chat. Shout out, Justin. Dante 151.
Hey, shout out to Will I Am, man.
Yeah,
And
there
then
we go.
Dante 151. This might be your segue you're looking for, Braylon. I wish this baseball season was over.
Me too.
It's baseball season? Yeah. Oh, man, the Lions. You said the baseball season?
Back back-to-back
I'm just gonna
home runs.
So
with
right-
two outs.
when I
Right
went to
when
the
don't
restaurant-
mind me.
they hit the second one.
Hold on. Was it O'Neal Cruz? Because O'Neal Cruz is a Tigers killer.
He is.
Always
Yeah, he
has
is.
been. He hit. Matter of fact,
Nope, it was not.
Because last night he's the one that got it going. It was O'Neal Cruz.
The
He's the
Pirates
funniest
and
player in
White
the league.
Sox putting an end to the heat streak.
Speaking of Pittsburgh, hold on. Before we jump into Quick Slants by B-Lab, which is one of my favorite segments.
Hey.
What happened to Paul Skeens?
His girlfriend.
Yeah, legs get weak.
My man.
He can't
You
throw
already
100
know.
anymore.
Yeah.
He can't. He has no command over his pitching. They said it's a
Because his hips
says
have got worked out.
technical error.
It's a hip error. It's a waist
His mechanics are a little shaky there.
error. The knees is shaking.
Yeah.
I'm not trying.
No, the fall off does need to be studied.
Did
though.
you?
Yeah.
By the way, did
Like
you hear?
last year he had 200 pitches over 100. He had 200 pitches 100 or more miles per hour. He has 4 this year.
You know, I don't want to say it.
Like
words.
4.
It's the same
2
reason.
words.
TJ.
It's the same reason. Well, that could be it, but it's the same reason you're not going to see a great season out of the New York Peasants. Skeens is coming off of one of the all-time benders
Back to
as
back.
a pro.
Oh, no, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Consecutively, too.
Like the amount of attention and time and just focus that's coming from all over the place. By the way, I want to tie this in because we all know about his beautiful girlfriend. The Jackson Dart stuff that we saw on the sidelines that we were giving him flack for, this is by design from the NFL that wants to drive more female girlfriend content.
Yeah, Justin Herbert.
So get ready.
started
You're going to
with you know
see a
who.
lot more of it.
But once they open the door with Taylor Swift now.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Once they
by
open that
design.
door. Facts.
They love their demographics.
That's why I
now.
told Maz, I was like, man, that's not a real relationship. Maz still believes that that's a real relationship. I don't
Well,
care.
they got married. They got married, Braylon.
And you know,
Berlin.
you know how many beards exist in this world?
I need Maz to say Berlin.
Yeah. It'd be easy for him to say it. You know, Maz will love it too. All right, B-Lad, quick slant, which is one of my favorite routes in first.
Yes,
in fact,
sir.
The first route I ever scored on in the NFL
Bang.
was a quick slant.
Let's
get it.
Go, baby. Yes, sir. We got some 3 slants we're running today. The first one, Braylon.
That sounds like tosser.
It does a little bit.
Tosser D slant.
You know, and so Justin, the first one is right where your mouse is on. If you want to click on that.
Right where your
Giants
mouse.
just signed Najee Harris. Now this looks like a familiar player, Braylon. One that you may have a story about. Maybe you could tell the chat. And this is also a team that we play on the schedule. This is also a team that they hung in with us last year, and it's also a team that took one of the running backs off the market that we could have potentially got as a pass blocker. Now,
Facts. We just literally brought Najee Harris up a day ago.
Yes, and now he is wearing the big blue in New York. But this looks like a familiar player. In those drills, he had the tinted out visor. He looks a little big, bulky type of running back. What player does this remind you of, Braylon?
Okay, 2 things. Things one, as I'm telling this story, I need one of you guys to get a picture of him so we can put it in the chat and place it so you can see the actual size of who I'm about to talk about. Like, I think it'll go well with the story. Second thing I'm going to say is, should have lost to the Giants if Mike Kafka didn't do one of the dumbest things that I've ever seen an interim head coach do. Should have lost to the Giants last year. I digress.
True.
So, the individual that he's talking about in this tape is one Brandon Jacobs. He told me Najee Harris. He said, see how big Najee Harris looks in his pads, big thighs, big helmet, the whole 9 yards. Man, he kind of looks like, what's that big running back from when you played? I said, oh, you talking about Brandon Jacobs? Mm-hmm. And no disrespect to B-Lad, but it's not even close.
No.
Brandon
He's a
Jacobs.
monster.
Brandon Jacobs is 6'5", 260 pounds when he got drafted.
I'm looking at the picture right
he
now.
He played at 6'5", 252 pounds.
He paid at 6'10", 300 the way he ran people over, right?
1,000%. Like he that's why when people try to tell me about Derrick Henry, I'm like, I know what it means to be a guy that people are scared of. People are scared of Derrick Henry as it relates to getting on the outside, and when Derrick Henry gets some momentum going and that stiff arm is coming out, people are not afraid of Derrick Henry in the middle of the field between the line of scrimmage. Brandon Jacobs, they were terrified of. But here's the Brandon Jacobs story. See, this, when I got drafted, it's 2005. Yeah, we had internet. Yeah, we had, Facebook, blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't no social. It wasn't social.
You mean MySpace?
Well, we had MySpace. We had Facebook. But we didn't have So Instagram. We
I
didn't
wish
have
it was
TikTok.
still like that.
So it wasn't as much access. It wasn't as much visibility to players. You don't necessarily know who players are. In the NFL, you still don't necessarily know. So I'm at the combine, all right? I get to the table late, so I didn't hear him say his name. I didn't hear him say the position. I'm just listening to the story. There is this mountain of a man sitting on like a cafeteria-style table at the train station in Indianapolis, all right? And this is who it was. So he's sitting on the table. He's commanding the room, just talking about what he's going to do at the combine, how he's going to light it up. He said, hey, man, he said, I'm going to go over there. I'm about to run 4.4. He said, my fastest time is 4.39. I'm looking like, damn, this DN runs 4.39? He's talking about all the things he could do. I'm just looking at him talk about 4.39. He talked about I'm going to put up 30 reps on the bench, this, that, and the third. I couldn't get past 4.3. I couldn't get past the fact that I knew this guy played defensive end, outside linebacker, rush edge, something on the lines of the defensive side of the ball. Then as he proceeds to talk, I noticed Cadillac Williams, who went 5th in the draft that year to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
Shout out.
and Ronnie Brown, who went 2nd in the draft
Rest
that
in
year
peace.
to the Miami Dolphins, which I thought I was going there, but I digress. It is
Want it.
what it is. They were laughing, kicking with him, kicking it with him the whole 9 yards in familiarity. Then here comes Jason Campbell, quarterback, who went 28th that year to the Washington Commanders, Redskins at the time. All these are Auburn guys. And now as I'm furthering looking at this guy, I'm like, wait, is this that big-ass running back that they had that transferred? Because he didn't stay at Auburn. He transferred after the year they went undefeated and shared the national championship. I said, wait, what is his name? And then he stood up as we were walking to our next meeting. Like it was like lunchtime or like a little session. It was over, and you had to go to wherever your room was. He stood up, was taller than me, he's just massive. I'm like, you play running back? It's Brandon Jacobs. And he dapped me up and like pulled me into it. It was like, hey.
Gave you the old
Don't do
Trump
that.
handshake.
When
huh?
I tell you, in my mind, I'm like, I said, this dude is, this not gonna work in the NFL. Like they're gonna move him to this, a linebacker, or it's not gonna work. Boy, was I wrong, and I'm glad I was wrong.
Worked for a minute.
He couldn't be one of the nicest people.
Really?
He couldn't be
That's
one.
cool to hear.
And then when I got to New York to play for the Jets, a lot of our stuff like intertwined. I hung out with a lot of those Jets players, man. Like O.C. Umenora is one of my favorite. Victor Cruz is super cool. Hakeem Nicks, Ahmad Bradshaw was cool. But that dude, Brandon Jacobs, we played them. We played them the year they won the Super Bowl, so it would have been 07. We played them Monday night, Game 3 the next year, 2008. Man, he hunted. When I say hunted, he hunted our defensive backs, hunted our linebackers throughout that game. Like not running from contact, and he wasn't a slow guy. He ran 4.51 at the combine, by the way.
Yeah, that's still impressive.
He ran 4.51 at the combine at this time. Now, he wasn't running out of bounds. He wasn't running trying to get to. There were times where he had little lanes where he probably could have got 9, 10 more yards. He was looking for contact to bury people. He hit our safety, Sean Jones. Blah! I saw his knees buckle. On the field. I was like, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I said, yeah, you might have to get the.
Take him to the tent.
Tent? No. Take his ass to the
exist.
hospital. Take him to the hospital. But no, he was a massive individual, and I just couldn't believe that he was a running back. But once again, it's a different era because you know now. You walk into a space now, you know all the players are. You know the face. You know social media. Back then, I was like, who the hell is this defensive tackle talking about 4.39? Insane.
They don't know about Ahmad Bradshaw though.
Ahmad Bradshaw.
You do?
That was like right
He's
when
a killer, boy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That was when the Giants went through like a 5-6 year period, just like a bunch of decent. Like they had Ahmad Bradshaw had 1,000 yards. Brandon Jacobs had 1,000 yards. This was on the heels of Tiki Barber retired.
Did they have Shane Vereen on their team?
Shane Vereen was a little bit later.
Was he later?
They had, I'm missing one, Derek Ward. Derek Ward was
Okay.
another 1,000-yard rusher, Vereen, and then Rashad McCants. Not McCants, that's the Hooper, but Rashad Jennings.
Oh yes, yeah.
Rashad
Liberty.
Jennings. Yeah, Rashad Jennings.
Odell
was
era.
Yes, he was kind of like the
He was
first
the
man
end.
to that way.
Yeah.
But Brandon Jacobs was massive.
Well, then they had Saquon.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of damn.
And they let him. They let him walk out the door for nothing.
And Odell.
For nothing.
Nothing.
I still can remember
Malpractice
the play.
at its finest.
Remember the trick play?
Oh, yes.
Their rookie year,
Mhm.
Odell threw the pass, and this is when they were doing this stuff.
I do remember that.
I thought they were gonna be special.
Yeah, I did too. That's, to a certain extent, like the
Giants.
The Giants, they have had some good years though with Eli. Like they won a Super Bowl with Eli, but I mean he wasn't maybe the greatest quarterback, but
No,
for
he's
sure.
not. Eli legitimately played. This is where the conversation about him in the Hall of Fame gets so tricky and it gets so hairy. He's gonna be in the Hall of Fame because he beat Tom Brady. Like both Super Bowls, he beat Tom Brady, and both Super Bowls he was MVP. With that being said, 16 years in the league, I think he made the playoffs 4 times.
Yeah,
Never.
I know his
he made the playoffs 4
touchdown to interception ratio
horrible.
is bad. Yeah,
That's horrible. He made the playoffs 4 times, but I mean he's 2 for 2.
yeah, literally.
He's 2 for 2, so that's where it gets interesting.
Well, Braylon,
All-Pro.
I have another interesting video here. This is from the Saints.
That we're gonna do after we take a break.
Shout out to Justin, baby.
And keep those super chats coming in. We got 3 lined up to read.
rocking and rolling.
Smash that like and share it for our last segment, guys.
100%. Justin, tell us a little bit about Amnesia. It's go time.
Let me tell you about one of my favorite sponsors, and that is Amnesia.
Switch it up.
Listen, you already know about the Switch. I've told you about it time and time again. That's 3 ways to enjoy the 2 flavors in every way, the sativa, the hybrid, and the indica. But their brand new Bubble Hash Glass Tip Infused Blunt, 1.5 grams, and it combines Bubble Hash with a sleek glass tip for a new way to enjoy the classic, the blunt. It's the latest addition to the rapidly growing Amnesia lineup, so make sure you tap in with them at a local dispensary, a smoother way to stand out.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
You're building a whole combat sports enterprise in the heart of it in Detroit, and that's what I think is the coolest.
I think with opportunity, right? Like you said, maybe you like to punch people in the face for real, and you know you want to be a boxer, and you have an option there. Maybe you don't like getting punched in the face, and you want to make, you like the theatricals and the storylines, and so you have an avenue here. Maybe you start at one and then want to change to the other. I don't care. I just want you in the building and know that you have some place to go to explore that. Just having the ability to, what do you want to do and how do you want to do it to the best of your ability? And it all starts with the kids.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Jake's home of ADTV's wall-to-wall action. It is a place to catch a vibe, watch the game. It gets intense and it gets crazy. But that's what you want when football season pops around, man. Don't sleep on that menu. Some of your favorites, they still have it, and adding more to that menu to satisfy you. Speaking of the menu, 22 beers on tap. Now, I don't know if you're going in there drinking 400, but you can go in there and you can drink 22 and have yourself a pretty good time. Pass out the other 20, if you will. Have fun doing it, man. Watch the games. Come catch that vibe. Like I said, it's Art and Jake's, man, and they do it the best. Playing on refinancing, playing on buying, you want to look no further than the state's title agency. Nabisad and his team, they just do an amazing job. Over 20 years of experience in the game. They know what they're talking about. They know what they're doing. They also value you. That's why they have late night closings, weekend closings. They got all the closings for you in your schedule by appointment. 20 plus years in this game. Don't take that lightly. For all your title needs, call Mr. Deeds. And we back. B-Lab, before we left for commercial break, you were telling us quick slants. I think we did one. You got 2 more, if you will.
Yes, we'll make these quick. We'll bang these out here. That
was only
like
my
a 5-yard slam.
Yes, Dallas Cowboys and
Cowgirls.
The girls and the Saints ended up getting into a scuffle at their camp practice or joint practice the other day, and I saw a caption saying maybe this is one of the reasons why Dan Campbell thought that Joint practices were unproductive because, as you remember, when the Lions were playing the Giants, joint practice with the Giants not too long ago, Malik Neighbors and Kirby Joseph got into it. So maybe that's one of the factors that kind of went into that. The video is in there, Justin.
This is the Giants versus...
This is the Cowboys versus the Saints. It would be under camera.
First of all, I heard about this, and you have to absolutely be an idiot to challenge this particular person for the Saints, giving his father's history.
There was about 4 of them, and I don't have the video of him body slamming him, but I do know what you're talking about. This is one where helmets are flying. This is the only one that we could have grabbed for the meantime that I found on Twitter. I did see the body slam one that you were talking about.
This is absolutely asinine. Like, I was never an individual. I mean,
has that ever happened to like any of your joint practices when you were playing?
Yeah.
You ever see like big brawls like that?
And I did the dumb stuff too, so I'm trying to come here act like I didn't do it. We did it too. So I didn't swing a helmet, and I did throw punches, and everybody's like, "You can break your hand." I'm like, "Man, yeah, you can
Who'd
get
you
up.
hit?
You can get
Who'd
up.
you hit?
You can get up under that."
Who'd you hit?
Look, man, that's neither here.
Come on, give us a name.
That's neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. Neither here nor there.
I feel like there's a clue in there.
But realistically, though, it's just not smart. But this is what happens. So you talking about Dan Campbell wanting to stay away from this. You can't fight your teammates like this. So what happens is this is what happens.
Bad boys did.
You spend this is true, broken hands and faces and nose and all. You spend 2 weeks going against your guys, building up that angst, building up that anxiety, wanting to fight these guys. But I can't. If I'm Kirby Joseph, I can't choke Amon-Ra St. Brown. If I'm Penei Sewell, I can't choke Derek Moore. Right. But when you play that first scrimmage and you go against guys that aren't on your team,
choke out that guy.
This is what happens.
Absolutely right.
The one that you don't have, like Scott Steiner, a.k.a. the big bad booty daddy. If you remember WCW, if you remember Scott Steiner, who's also a University of Michigan legend with his brother Rick Steiner. His son is a tight end for the Saints. Why would you challenge him of all people on the Saints? Like, I am not messing with him.
Do your homework.
I know his last name, the Steiner Recliner. I pass. Like, to challenge Scott Steiner's son is insane because Scott Steiner's insane. And the apple don't fall too far from the tree. I wouldn't have messed with him, man. He messed with him and he effed around and found out.
One more here about Amon-Ra St. Brown. This is a graphic that I found earlier today. This is the most touchdowns caught in the NFL since 2020. Look at the names he is surrounded by there. And this is only his what?
Devontae Adams,
Hall
Mike
of Fame,
Evans,
Hall of
Stephon
Fame.
Diggs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Cooper Kupp.
But J-Mo's going to have more touchdowns than him.
Says who?
People in the chat.
That's the guy.
When that I
don't think it was a crazy comment. He's not right, but it wasn't like
it wasn't crazy.
It wasn't.
Amon-Ra gets force-fed. Like
facts. But also what happens with Amon-Ra, this is what we talk about him being a football player. His knowledge as a football player, how he approaches the game, like he is so serviceable in the red zone because they can put him in so many situations. He understands that area like no other. So he may not be the 6'3", 6'2" wide receiver, but his understanding of knowledge of spacing and where to be and how they implement plays for him, he's always in an end zone.
Absolutely right.
And
he got into the league in 2021.
Yeah, he would get himself into the end zone.
Yeah, since 2020. But that's all I have for Quick Slants today, ladies and gentlemen.
Here's a good one for you. We talk about Jahmyr Gibbs. You talk about the 43 touchdowns that he scored in 3 years? I think it's
yes.
All right. Do me a favor. Look at the top running backs in 4 years and look where his 3 years compares.
Yeah, I think didn't he break the record?
No. He broke the 3-year record. But what I'm saying is
from 2020?
So the individuals that have 4 years in terms of who are the best in all time, in terms of the numbers, his numbers aren't that far behind him.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cook that up tomorrow.
Like number one is like LaDainian Tomlinson at 61. All the other ones are like 50, 52, 53.
Insane.
So think about this. What's it gonna look like after Jahmyr's 4th year? He by far will be number one.
That's the hopes, guys.
That is the hopes, for sure.
We've got one story to kick off these Super Chats and then one final Super Chat that might get one last story out of you to finish up the episode today. 68 reported. $50 total today in 5 super chats.
We appreciate you guys are kicking.
He says to finish up his 400 beer story, I'm not much of a drinker. I would buy for colleagues that were with me. This spanned several weeks.
Okay.
I was determined to get the signed ball, young and dumb. Spillman is my all-time favorite line. Hey, my man, you got it. Happy to hear that. Corey W, 53, he puts another $10 down.
What's that, $2.50 a beer back then? About mid-90s? Probably.
No, he says 68 reported. He might, well, if he's college in the 80s.
Oh, it's like
$1.
It may have been like dollar beer.
99, 75 cents. I
Okay,
mean, hell,
something
at
like
the
that.
Silver Dollar, we had 75-cent bills.
Dollar.
I already know. All right, Corey W, 53. Silver Dollar, though.
Yeah.
I didn't go there much either. I just
heard
want
about it, never been.
It was a redneck good time.
I know.
I just want that jersey, man. My last jersey was a Gray Swift jersey. Back when he rushed for over 140 for the Eagles week 1 in 2022. Rando Smalls, $5. Brandon Jacobs and the like are nice, but still no Earl Campbell. Shout out.
He is not like, and my dad blocked for Earl Campbell. Like,
I
you
know
want to
your
hear some
dad
stories?
knows.
My dad has a story about Earl Campbell that's absolutely insane.
We need to get some footage of your old man throwing
Yeah.
some blocks down. I'd
Yeah,
love
my
to
dad
see
used to
that.
smash cats, man.
And the final one, Dante151, the absolute legend in the chat since day one, my friend. Braylon, what was your reaction when the news came out? And he wants to know when Plaxico shot himself in the club.
Like,
shout out Plax.
Like, what was you thinking? Like, that was my thought process, and that's not coming from a judgmental space. That's coming from the fact that, like, guns are illegal in New York. Like everyone knows that. Like, and you're Plaxico Burress, who's a Super Bowl champ, and you know when you win in New York, like, you are the kings of New York, like, which is the king of this. Like, I didn't understand why the gun was on him. Realistically, that was the only thought. Cause I get guns. I get guns, but I get the concept of guns. You have to protect yourself. Everybody's carrying CL or W, whatever. But in New York, it's different. It is absolutely different. That actually buried Axelrod on Billions having that gun. Anyway, I just was like, what are you doing? There's no need for a gun if you're Plaxico Burress in New York. and Plax is my boy. Plax is my guy. Like, I actually got some stories about him running around downtown Detroit. I was like, oh my, him and Charles Rogers and me.
Shout out
problems.
Rest in peace.
Like, we were problems.
The three of you together, having been able to hang out with you and Chuck, shot pool a couple times with Plaxico. That is a night, man. That's a night. What era? Wait, give me some years. When were you guys out?
2003.
Did you take Circus Kirkus with you all too?
Kirkus.
I know David Kirkus was with you.
I would say too. Scotty was out.
Okay.
What's his name? Eddie.
Glenn Martinez era.
Dre Bly.
Eddie.
What was the punt return? Eddie
Drummond.
Yes, there you go. Eddie D was out more than everybody.
Oh yeah.
What? I ain't gonna put this out. Eddie
cool,
D
man.
stayed in the nightclub. Shout out to Penn State and shout out to Eddie Drummond. Look, man, we appreciate you guys for rocking and rolling with us, man. Good to have our buddy Anson back in studio
Good to be
today.
here, man.
Thank you for showing up and smashing that like button and subscribing. Get this jersey out to you guys on Friday. Oh, you got 2 more days. 2 more days to see what the jersey is, man. And we will give it to you. For Sweet Potato Cam, B-Lad, and my right hand, Justin Satawa, we are the Braylon Edwards Show, and we will see you mañana.